Live from the capital city of St. John's, this is Antigua Barbuda Today.
Thanks so much for joining us for this morning's edition of First Look. This, of course, the first hour of Antigua Barbuda Today. I'm Russell Charles Jr. Today's date, Wednesday, the 18th day of February, 2026. We thank you so much for being with us, whether on here or online, or Alicia George not with us this morning. As usual, we begin with a look at the top stories in local news. These are your headline stories this Wednesday morning.
The local news is brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited.
The top stories this hour: parliamentarians to participate in special sitting this morning to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Sir Robin Yearwood's representation of St. Philip's North. 31-year-old All Saints resident charged following major gun and ammunition bust in Macpond on Monday night. Senior civil servant in the Legal Affairs Ministry placed on administrative leave ahead of probe of her handling of alleged impropriety by a junior staffer. And the gift that keeps on giving will tell you how the Rotary Club of Antigua is helping the Salvation Army to help others. Those are the top stories this hour. Thank you so much for being with us. We now jump into the news in detail. The parliamentarians will hold a special sitting to mark 50 years of unbroken service by the Honourable Sir Robin Yearwood, representing the constituency of St. Philip's North in the nation's legislature. As you join us at the top of our broadcast this morning, Sir Robin is marking the 50th anniversary since he was first elected to Parliament on this date in 1976. This is being hailed as a record across the Commonwealth. Parliamentarians on both sides of the aisle will reflect on Sir Robin's sterling service and dedication to the constituency and the nation. Sir Robin has also held several ministerial portfolios throughout those decades and was most recently Utilities Minister ahead of the January 18, 2023 general election. ABS Television will have live coverage of today's special sitting, which is among several honours being bestowed on the parliamentarian. One of the major honours announced by the Cabinet of Ministers is that the stretch of road running from the Mount Joy roundabout to the Long Bay roundabout will soon be known as the Sir Robin Yearwood Highway. The details regarding the official designation ceremony and the signage for the Sir Robin Yearwood Highway are expected to be announced in coming weeks. We hope you're able to join us then. Well, in this ABS News follow-up, police have charged a 31-year-old Xavier Alexis Davis of All Saints following the seizure of firearms and ammunition during an operation conducted in the Macpond area on Monday night. Davis has been charged with possession of a 9mm Canik Mete MC9 pistol, possession of a Glock 43X 9mm pistol, possession of a 30-round magazine, possession of a 12-round magazine, possession of 93 9mm rounds of ammunition, and possession of a 25 caliber rounds of ammunition. The charges stem from an operation conducted by officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department, or CID, task force. Davis will be brought before the court today. A 25-year-old female had also been arrested during Monday night's operation, but police have not indicated whether charges have been laid against her. We'll continue to track that story. Meanwhile, police are urging residents this hour to exercise care and caution amid what they describe as an increase in reports of electronic fraud and unauthorized banking transactions. Authorities say several individuals have lodged complaints regarding the unexplained disappearance of funds from their bank accounts. The Police High Command has initiated dialogue with officials in the banking sector and other financial institutions to strengthen collaboration aimed at protecting customers and improving fraud prevention measures. Meanwhile, residents are strongly advised to remain vigilant and avoid sharing personal or banking information online, particularly when responding to unsolicited emails, messages, phone calls, or suspicious websites. In more news this hour, the rapidly changing geopolitical landscape dominated the afternoon session of the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly being hosted at the American University of Antigua, AUA, as lawmakers debated territorial integrity and multilateralism. They underscored the importance of resolving disputes through diplomacy and called for stronger systems that ensure small nations have an equal voice in global economic and security decisions. The keynote speaker was Professor of Law at University College London, Philip Sands. He highlighted the need for countries to come together to ensure that matters they care about are ventilated.
I've had the great privilege in the past of working with CARICOM, particularly in the context of climate change and some of the trade issues at the WTO. And I've seen for myself what happens when countries come together and negotiate together.
While international maritime law consultant Donette Street made reference to the Venezuela-Guyana border dispute, emphasizing why multilateralism is crucial for Guyana in resolving the controversy.
We see the benefit of throwing ourselves at the mercy of the rule of international law and the hallowed principles contained in the UN Charter, particularly relating to refraining from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity and political independence of states, the sanctity of treaties, and the peaceful settlements of disputes.
Still with national developments, Antigua Barbuda's climate ambassador Rulita Camacho Thomas says the country has to continue its advocacy agenda with or without United States support. She says small island states cannot afford to slow their transition to renewable energy, even as international funding becomes more uncertain. The United States, long a key partner in the region, withdrew from the Paris Agreement under President Donald Trump and pulled back from several climate-focused initiatives. Well, President Trump has also called climate change a hoax and has doubled down on fossil fuels, including coal, while railing against wind energy, saying wind turbines are harmful and costly. ABS News asked Ambassador Camacho Thomas about the impact of the U.S. climate skepticism on small, vulnerable nations such as Antigua Barbuda.
The U.S. did not provide any direct financial support for our projects. There are support to institutions who we depend on, like IRENA, for example, whose budget is being impacted now. But with respect to our momentum, we have to continue, we have to move on.
Much of the Caribbean has been advocating for greater investment in renewable energy, a move officials say is essential not only for environmental protection, but for economic stability. However, limited domestic resources mean international partnerships remain critical. Despite the U.S.'s position, Camacho Thomas says support from the European Union, the EU, and Global South partners continues to provide important technology and financial assistance.
Because it's not just climate that is being attacked, it's all science, that we have to just move forward. Sometimes you have to ignore the noise and keep on your pathway, and I think for us, we have no choice. Climate is the existential threat to our development and our economy and our livelihoods and culture, and so we have to move forward no matter what.
Her Excellency was speaking with our news team on the sidelines of the first plenary session of the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly, ongoing. Well, developing at this hour, a senior civil servant within the Ministry of Legal Affairs has been placed on administrative leave. ABS News has learned the Public Service Commission has recommended the senior official be placed on special leave pending the outcome of an independent investigation. In a letter to Prime Minister the Honourable Gaston Brown, seen by our news team, the Public Service Commission is questioning the senior official's handling of an alleged case of impropriety involving a junior staffer in the Legal Affairs Ministry. The committee has been constituted to conduct an inquiry into the alleged dereliction of duty, a lack of oversight, and adherence to standards expected of a senior public servant. Meanwhile, a recommendation has also been made for another senior civil servant attached to the ministry to be immediately removed from her post. ABS News will have more on these developments in subsequent newscasts. To our penultimate local story now, Antigua Cruise Port ACP says it's eager to see authentic Antiguan and Barbudan elements when local entrepreneurs participate in the upcoming phase of its upland development project. Meanwhile, officials at ACP also say the newly opened cruise terminal in St. John's marks a major step in positioning Antigua and Barbuda to compete more effectively in the regional cruise market. ABS's Shanakisha Francis recaps comments from ACP General Manager Gaspar George during Government in Motion this week.
The new cruise terminal at the Antigua Cruise Port that officially opened January 24 is being described as a major milestone for cruise tourism and the wider economy. General Manager of Antigua Cruise Port and Global Ports Holding Regional Director Gaspar George says the facility strengthens Antigua and Barbuda's position in the regional and global cruise landscape.
It's actually positioning us on the global market, indicating our readiness, indicating how we as Antigua and Barbuda as a people how we stand tall to position ourselves to be the best in class, but most importantly to be a premier cruise destination in the southern and eastern Caribbean.
George says the terminal changes what home porting can look like here, moving operations from temporary structures into a permanent facility designed to improve passenger flow and reduce stress at key processing points.
The seamlessness of that experience that brings into being customs, immigration, security screening, but doing such in a way that the passenger does not feel that kind of stress, but really starting them for that exciting journey that they will embark here in Antigua and Barbuda.
While the terminal is open, officials say major commercial expansion is still on the way. He says the next phase of development will focus on expanding commercial space and improving ground transportation, with completion targeted for June to July.
We'll be completing now and moving aggressively into the upland, the rest of the upland, which is the commercial and retail aspect of it, which includes at least more than 12, thereabout, retail stores measuring just roughly approximately 1,200 square feet, as well as kiosks and bazaars for where all of your local SMEs, although they can participate in the bigger stores, but we want to see the authenticity of Antigua and Barbuda.
George says the true test will be whether the expanded facilities translate into increased spending across the wider economy, particularly for businesses and workers beyond the port gates. Shanakisha Francis, ABS News.
Four sewing machines, along with sewing essentials and 10 laptops, were donated to the Salvation Army to assist with its Women's Development Ministries sewing class. The donation will also aid in computer courses that the church will soon offer to residents. Past president and project coordinator at the Rotary Club of Antigua, Cordell Josiah, thanked John and Jan Martinga for assisting in Tuesday's donation.
And Jan Martinka and her husband, John Martinka, they are very, very much interested in Antigua, and especially in the sewing and computer projects that we have going on in Antigua for the past 17 years.
During the presentation, Major Jean Ramancil Pierre expressed his gratitude for this timely donation, indicating it will aid the Salvation Army in fulfilling its commitment.
In the Salvation Army, we see education as we deem education as very important in the growth and development of any society.
President of the Rotary Club of Antigua, Elissa Graham, also praised their valued partners, such as the Bellevue Breakfast Club and the Rotary Club of Kirkland Downtown, for their generosity and unwavering commitment over the years.
For the last 15 years, this program has provided persons with opportunities to learn practical skills, build confidence, and improve their livelihoods. It has created a safe and supportive space where individuals can develop talents, share experiences, and become stronger advocates for themselves, their families, and their communities.
Thanks to the Bellevue Breakfast Club and the Rotary Club of Kirkland Downtown, the Rotary Club of Antigua has established numerous sewing stations across the country for the past 15 years to help empower women. Reporting for ABS News, Kim Emmanuel Beard.
Thanks, of course, to Shanakisha and all our reporters for their stellar efforts this morning. That's how we end the local segment of our newscast. When we come back, we'll have regional and international news. Please stay with us.
This very moment, we believe in you as you believe in yourself, in your desire to secure a future there when you're needed most. Because confidence comes from understanding you're always in safe hands. And the security of knowing these are the moments for every achievement, every step of the way. Live in a better state of mind with State Insurance Company Limited.
Wednesday morning, time now for a look at news stories outside this country this hour. We begin by telling you yesterday the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela forcefully reaffirmed the 1966 Geneva Agreement as the sole valid and existing legal instrument to resolve the territorial dispute over Guyana Essequibo, rejecting unilateral actions by Guyana. The nation commemorated yesterday the 60th anniversary of its signing, underscoring the unwavering commitment to a just and mutually satisfactory solution. The Venezuelan acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, highlighted that the treaty, officially deposited with the United Nations, effectively nullified what it called the fraudulent, quote-unquote, 1899 Paris Arbitral Award. The arbitral decision has been, by authorities in Venezuela, historically denounced as an imperialist scheme orchestrated by the United Kingdom, which unjustly deprived Venezuela of a vast portion of its territory. Elsewhere, Saudi Arabia's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Abdel bin Ahmed Al Jubeir, has signaled the kingdom's intention to continue supporting Guyana's oil and gas development while strengthening wider bilateral cooperation. Addressing participants at the 2026 Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo being held in Guyana, Al Jubeir outlined Saudi Arabia's development trajectory following the discovery of oil in the 1930s, emphasizing the country's focus on investing in people and infrastructure as a foundation for economic transformation. Well, Peru's Congress on Tuesday ousted President Jose Heri just 4 months into his term over a scandal involving undisclosed meetings with a Chinese businessman, extending a cycle of political upheaval that has gripped the Andean nation for much of the past decade. There were 75 lawmakers who voted in favor of removing Heri, while 24 voted against and 3 abstained. Legislators will now elect a new head of Congress, who will also assume Peru's presidency, becoming the country's 8th president in as many years. Heri is Peru's 3rd consecutive president to be removed from office. The rapid-fire ousts underscore how Peru's political class has failed to address voter concerns like crime and corruption, leaving the country stuck in a cycle of short-lived administrations. In news from farther afield, an avalanche in California's Lake Tahoe region has left 10 backcountry skiers missing. That's according to authorities, with 6 more people stranded and awaiting rescue. The avalanche was reported at about 11:30 p.m. last night in the Castle Peak area in the town of Truckee. That's according to the Nevada County Sheriff's Office. The group of 16 was made up of 4 guides and 12 clients, where the conditions remained dangerous with a high chance of even more avalanches. Well, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said talks between Ukraine and Russia had brought about meaningful progress to end the war as both sides prepared for a second day of negotiations in Geneva today. However, hopes of a breakthrough remain low, with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky saying it was not fair that the U.S. President, that is, Donald Trump, keeps asking his country to compromise, adding that peace wouldn't be achieved if victory is handed to Russia. U.S. President Donald Trump has recently suggested it's up to Ukraine to ensure talks in Switzerland are successful, without even mentioning Russia. The Kremlin has not wavered from its maximalist demands for Ukrainian territory. And finally, Iran and the U.S. reached an understanding on Tuesday on main guiding principles, quote-unquote, in talks aimed at resolving their long-standing nuclear dispute. But that does not mean a deal is imminent. That's according to Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Oil futures fell and the benchmark Brent crude contract tumbled more than 1% after Araghchi's comments, which helped ease fears of conflict in the region, where the U.S. has deployed naval forces to press Iran for concessions. A U.S. official said Iran would make detailed proposals in the next 2 weeks to close gaps in the nuclear talks. Well, that's your look at news stories outside this country this hour. Please stay with us. Following this break, we'll have the national weather forecast for today.
Why is your phone making that sound? Girl, you didn't get the warning. A tsunami is coming. We have to get to higher ground now.
You know, I'm not on Facebook and all those social media stuff.
Facebook? I'm not talking about Facebook. Look, girl, you better get with the technology and get the CAP app on your phone. You get a warning for any kind of disaster as soon as the authority knows.
What?
The app on your phone. Come, let's go.
I'll wait for the news.
Me gone.
Go ahead.
Don't be left behind. Be alert. Stay ready. Get CAP. Be prepared. A message from NODS and the partnership between UNDP, SEDIMA, OCHA, IFRC, and funded by European Union Civil Protection and Humanitarian Aid. Prepare Caribbean.
Thank you for staying with us. Time now for a look at the national weather forecast. Ahead of our look at sports when Sweep Sargent will join us. We can tell you that today should see partly cloudy skies at first with a 40% or moderate chance of a brief passing evening shower, becoming mostly fair and cool overnight. Today should see partly sunny skies, that is, as we said, with a 40% chance of rainfall. Winds will blow out of the east at 11 to 30 kilometers per hour, or between 7 and 18 miles per hour with lighter spells at times. Wave heights are expected to rise to between 1.2 and 1.8 meters, or between 4 and 6 feet. Today's high temperature will be 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Overnight lows 19 degrees Celsius or 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Rainfall so far in the month of February, 43.7 millimeters or 1.72 inches. The sun is expected to set this evening at 6:10 p.m. and rise in the Moragos Welling at 6:31 a.m. Brunel Simon, our forecaster for today. As you promised, Sport Beat is up next. The latest in sporting developments brought to you by Shreve Sargent when we come back.
Should have gone to SignPro.
At SignPro, we believe winners deserve more than just a tiny token. Visit SignPro's showroom and see the wide range of high-quality trophies and awards we offer. Make your event unforgettable. SignPro, where winners get the recognition they deserve. Visit us today or call us at 561-1313.
Pleasant good morning, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Shreve Sargent. It's now time for us to get into our morning sporting developments. We'll kick off with football. The Antigua and Barbuda men's under-20 squad is finalizing preparations ahead of round one of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. Under the watchful eyes of head coach Cheyenne Jeffers, the young Benner boys will contest Group C in Costa Rica. Here's more in this report.
The young Benner boys are eager to get going in World Cup qualifiers. The squad is being tested by top domestic clubs as they are into the final stages of preparations. Head coach Cheyenne Jeffers talks about the side's makeup and the expectations going into the qualifiers.
We are attacking team. The attacking team, most of our players we have good attacking players. They're very aggressive, they're very hungry, they're very eager to show themselves because they've been away applying the trade and they come back here to show themselves as well. And I think that we have a good blend and I think that we can surely find success if we maintain focus and we play towards the game plan. I think our challenge will be how we press from the front, how we keep the team in front and not letting them play through us. We're going to try to win the ball in front and if we do that and we work in transition and we go forward in transition, it can work very well for us.
Leading the under-20 outfit is Keontae George. The midfielder has been in Germany for the past 4 years, honing his craft in the sport. he is ready to lead the nation.
No, it was a plan since I was small because I grew up in Antigua and I always wanted to be the captain of Antigua national team. I always wanted to represent my country. So it's an honor to wear this jersey, going to Costa Rica and leading the country up to fight and do everything for my country. I expect us winning games. I will try my best to go out and give 100% at every game we play possible. And we're going to do our best to do everything we can do possible to win every game, stage by stage, step by step.
Antigua and Barbuda will contest Group C alongside St. Lucia, the British Virgin Islands, Dominica, and the Dominican Republic. The squad is expected to leave the island for Costa Rica on Friday. Terry Andrew, ABS Sports.
Now for the latest from ABFA First Division on Tuesday afternoon. Empire came from behind to earn a point in a 2-all draw against SAP at the ABFA Technical Center. Kevon Samuel and Dow Southwell scored for SAP, while Kamali Luby and Ricardo Lindsay netted Empire's goals. And Five Islands defeated Cedar Grove Blue Jays 4-1. Well, the Halo Foundation announced that the Generation Next Football Club has come on its patronage as the partnership marks an important milestone in the foundation's commitment to supporting sports, youth development, and community engagement through football. Is more in the support.
The release states Generation Next Football Club has been actively engaged in Antigua and Barbuda, showcasing passion, teamwork, and dedication on and off the field. Through their hard work, the club has been able to provide young athletes with educational opportunities through scholarships and professional training programs. Its vision is to see young student athletes from underserved Caribbean communities break barriers and transform society, empowered by education and sport to lead purposeful global lives. This patronage addition will help elevate the club's ability to train players, increase community involvement, and reach higher competitive levels. President of Generation Next, Ricky Santos, reacted to the news.
I'm truly honored to be considered under the patronage of the Governor General and Lady Williams Halo Foundation. It was really a pleasure. However, it is under not necessarily Generation Next, but the GN Trust, which is a charity that we formed in the United Kingdom. This does many things because, of course, the Governor General and his wife have a lot of connections with people with sizable incomes that can possibly donate to the foundation. And they will be using their network and their foundation to assist in getting funds into the trust. And once the funds are into the trust, then all the young student athletes that are traveling abroad would be afforded the opportunity to get financial assistance.
Terry Andrew, ABS Sports.
In more football, the UEFA Champions League playoff stage kicked off on Tuesday with 4 first-leg ties. Galatasaray trounced Juventus 5-2 in Turkey. The champions PSG edged Monaco 3-2 at Monaco. Real Madrid won 1-0 at Benfica, and Dortmund, playing at home, defeated Atalanta by a 2-0 margin. To cricket, matches in Group 1 of the Super 8 stage have been released. The West Indies will face Zimbabwe next Monday, the 23rd of February, then clash with South Africa on the 26th, and round out their matches in the Super 8 against India on March 1st. Coming up on the Thursday, the Indies will play Italy in their final group stage encounter. The basketball, now in the school. Basketball sponsored by Cool and Smooth. Jennings Secondary celebrated in the junior boys division, while Apcus and Antigua Grammar School enjoyed success in their senior boys category. Jennings defeated Sir Northridge's Academy 39-30. Lewis Meckler's 19 points and Shondell Edwards' 10 led JSS to the win. Jaden Royer and Latrell Bartley shot 15 and 12 points respectively. As for the senior boys, Abcus overwhelmed Jennings Secondary 59-25. Kadeem Simon sank 19 points, Gladstone Joseph hit 17, and Duane Edwards chipped in with 15. Antigua Grammar School defeated Sir Machesney George Secondary 72-47. Derek Perez shot a game-high 28 points, Raheem Sawyer added 20, while Jordan Andrew scored 14 and Jovan Gordon had 10. Eli Harris scored 19 points in the loss. Still in basketball in Abbott Division 2 on Monday, Old Road Daggers and Fearless Crew picked up wins. The Daggers whipped Navigators 104-58. Webster Batista Perez led the way with 33 points and a double-double effort by Kwame Huntley with 18 points and 12 rebounds ensured the win. In another affair, Fearless Crew edged the project 82-77 in a keenly contested battle. Emeka Imujuru Ope sank 26 points, while Takim Martin added 20 and pulled 16 rebounds. Jesus Lopez shot 16 in the win. Gabriel D'Souza and Kevin Pimentel shot 17 apiece for the project. And finally, this country's swimmers will compete at the 10th National Swimming Championships this weekend as they vie for a spot on Antigua and Barbuda's Crifter squad. Here's more in this report.
The Antigua and Barbuda Swimming Federation will host nationals from Friday the 20th through Sunday the 22nd of February at Vipers Pool at Longford's. With the 39th Crifter Swimming Championships coming up in April in Martinique over the Easter weekend, President of the Swimming Federation, Edith Clashin, says over 50 swimmers will aim to be a part of Team Antigua Barbuda.
We're looking forward to seeing if there are any other swimmers that will make the Crifter cut. There's a couple of swimmers who are close to the times that we're looking for, so they have a last chance to try and make the cut. We are looking to see new records being made, new personal best being made.
The national championships will see Team BVI participating as well. Clashin explains their involvement.
Type of relationship, they benefit from us and we benefit from them. They don't have as much competition over there. They are happy to join us to give their swimmers a bit better competition. So their swimming is not quite as developed as ours, even though there's a far way for us to go. But they're happy to join us so that they can give their swimmers an opportunity. And maybe some of those same swimmers are also having Crifter aspirations.
Terry Andrew, ABS Sports.
And that's a wrap for our morning sports. Stay with us. We have much more coming up for you here on First Look.
House Calls is television tailor-made for your health. Join ABS TV every Tuesday evening at 8:30 as we delve into all facets of your health and well-being. Hear from doctors across every area of medicine on how you can safeguard your health. Join the conversation on telephone and on social media. House Calls at 8:30 p.m. every Tuesday on ABS. To your health.
Hello, this is Sir Richie Richardson. I believe a healthy nation begins with a clean environment. Years ago, before weed whackers and lawn mowers, we used to use something called a licker. And I'm sure most of the young people today don't even know what a licker is. But it's a simple piece of flattened metal to cut the grass in and around our yard. As children, we looked forward to it because keeping the yard clean was a source of pride. That same pride is what we need today. Just like in cricket, each of us has a part to play. Whether it's cleaning up around our homes, planting a tree, planting flowers, or joining a community cleanup. Tourism is our main industry, and when visitors come, they should see the beauty of our island, not litter on our streets. Together, we can stop littering. Together, we can protect our environment. Together, we can show the world the best of who we are. Take pride, do your part, and always remember, love where you live.
Seen an environmental issue that needs attention, or have questions about a project in your community? Our team at the Department of Environment is here to help you and make sure development stays sustainable and responsible. Visit environment.gov.ag and head to the contact page. We're ready to assist. And now you know, this has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Welcome back to First Look, the first hour of Antigua Barbuda. Today we will bring you the best in news, views, and interviews. First up this morning, we bring you the presentation by Prime Minister the Honourable Gaston Brown at the first plenary session at the ongoing Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly is being held at the AUA Conference Centre. The Prime Minister touching on very many issues affecting not only this country, but the entire Caribbean region and relations with the European Union as well. This was Prime Minister Brown's presentation, that is, on the very first day of the Assembly.
Co-Presidents, Asmani and Clark, Honourable Parliamentarians of Europe, Caribbean, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to everyone. I especially welcome our distinguished guests who have traveled to our beautiful shores here in Antigua and Barbuda. Distinguished parliamentarians, your presence here marks more than the inauguration of a new parliamentary body. It marks a choice, and it is both a privilege and a responsibility to address this EU Caribbean Assembly at a time of profound global uncertainty and equally profound opportunity. I believe in the principle that wherever there are challenges, there are opportunities to be exploited. So notwithstanding the myriad challenges we face today, we must identify and seize the opportunities. This is a time where rules are tested, institutions strained, and power is increasingly exercised without restraint. Notwithstanding, you have chosen to meet together across the Atlantic under a shared legal framework to speak the language of cooperation rather than coercion. In a world where pressure is increasingly mistaken for policy, we choose to remind ourselves and each other that law, not leverage, is the only durable foundation of peace and prosperity. For the Caribbean, multilateralism is not a generalized abstract concept. It is a rules-based order on which small states in the Caribbean depend. It is how small states survive in a world of unequal power and inequitable distribution of economic and social benefits. Rules are our shield. Law is our insurance. Predictability is our lifeline. When those weaken, our vulnerability grows. It is felt first by small, open economies such as ours in the Caribbean, but as Europe has come to learn, that vulnerability does not remain contained. It spreads outward and eventually reaches even middle powers. Only through multilateral cooperation and collaboration in the practical and joint application of principles, rules, and law can small and medium-sized countries resist coercion. The European Union itself is proof that law-based cooperation, patient, negotiated, and principled, can convert fragility into stability and difference into strength. We in the Caribbean have pursued the same approach, although not as yet with the same level of success. But to the extent that both our regions recognize and practice integration and joint action, that shared experience must be the foundation of the partnership between Europe and the Caribbean. And at this moment in history, it must be reaffirmed not quietly, not cautiously, but clearly. The EU and the Caribbean must stand together in defending multilateralism, not as rhetoric, but as practical diplomacy and institutional reform. Your Excellencies, climate change remains the Caribbean's defining challenge. We did not cause it, we cannot escape it, and unlike others, we certainly cannot deny it. We have to adapt to it and to build resilience to it. We're adapting and building resilience, but the pace of impact now exceeds the pace of our capacity to respond. Our reality is rising seas, coastal erosion, continuous droughts, and now the persistent burden of sargassum, an ecological crisis with real economic consequences for tourism, fisheries, public health, and coastal infrastructure. And just to emphasize the impact of climate, we have seen a significant reduction in precipitation to the extent that 90% of our water supply comes from reverse osmosis systems. Evidently very expensive and very cost or energy consuming. But this is a reality that we have to deal with. And this is how we are mitigating the issue of low precipitation, by investing heavily in a significant amount of reverse osmosis plants. Our reality is rising seas, as I said before, coastal erosion, continuous droughts, and we continue to take mitigating steps. However, we need partners, not only to help us strengthen resilience within our region, but to act internationally to arrest climate change at its source. Ultimately, emissions must be reduced. Until there is a firm commitment in action by the large polluters to reduce emissions, then evidently we will continue to struggle with the issue of climate change. Now, there is no refuge in indifference. If the Caribbean perishes, climate change will not abate. It will only gather force, it will only gather momentum, and strike the next most vulnerable nations. Excellencies, I take this opportunity to welcome the European Union's Global Gateway Initiative and its stated ambition to mobilize investment at scale. But ambition must now translate into delivery. Resilient energy grids, renewable power generation, coastal protection, and climate adaptive infrastructure cannot remain immobile simply as announcements and pilots. Finance must move faster, access must be simpler, and vulnerability, not outdated income classifications, must guide eligibility. I emphasize that eligibility must be based primarily on vulnerability. This is not a plea for charity. It is a call for partnership grounded in shared risk and shared responsibility. The same principle applies to trade. The EU-CARICOM Economic Partnership Agreement provides a sound legal framework. But law alone does not generate prosperity. Execution does. Small and medium-sized Caribbean enterprises still struggle to translate access on paper into access in practice. Rules of origin, regulatory complexity, and limited technical capacity too often blunt the promise of the agreement. If this partnership is to mature, it must become more usable, more navigable, and more responsive to the realities of small economies. So, co-chairs, ladies and gentlemen, the ingredients for a reset in EU-Caribbean relations are present. What has been missing is political will to implement them. The Caribbean does not need a proliferation of declarations. It needs a focused and coherent agenda to include targeted market access fixes, modernized rules of origin, credible investment pipelines under the Global Gateway Initiative, climate finance that is fast and accessible, and security cooperation that recognizes transnational crime as a shared threat. At a time when global trade routes are being reshaped, predictability is not a luxury. It is an economic stabilizer. Rules-based trade protects the strong, and while it has not always done so, it must also enable the small. We seek deeper European investment in renewable energy, science and technology, digital services, sustainable tourism, the blue economy, and the creative industries. The Caribbean offers political stability, strategic location, and a firm commitment to democratic governance and the rule of law. We offer certainty, we offer reliability, we offer partnership. But partnership also depends on people. Trade, investment, culture, and innovation, they require mobility. Entrepreneurs must meet investors, artists must perform, researchers must collaborate. A modern EU-Caribbean relationship must therefore support legitimate secure and predictable movement, fully consistent with security requirements, but not constrained by unnecessary friction and exaggerated fears about our investment immigration programs. Facilitated mobility strengthens markets, deepens cultural ties, and builds trust where it matters most, between peoples. At a time when global pathways for advancement are narrowing for the Caribbean, we face a practical constraint that cannot be ignored. These are areas to include advanced tertiary education, specialist medical training, and high-complexity healthcare that small states simply cannot provide at scale within their own shores. When access closes abroad, opportunity closes at home. Increased cooperation requires increased access, not reduced access. In this context, the European Union can act with purpose by facilitating entry to educational institutions, research programs, specialist training, and critical health services, and by supporting structured partnerships that build Caribbean capacity over time. This is not a request for dependency, but for deliberate cooperation, one that recognizes human capital as the most strategic investment in stability, resilience, and shared prosperity. Excellencies, allow me to speak briefly on the citizenship by investment programs here in the OECS Caribbean. For several Caribbean small island states, these are lawful, transparent development tools, operating within clear legal frameworks and strong oversight. They have been strengthened recently in consultation and with the participation of the European Union, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These programs are very important to the socio-economic development of the sub-region. They have helped finance hurricane recovery, climate-resilient infrastructure, healthcare, education, and fiscal stability in these small economies with very limited alternatives. We do not have an abundance of natural and mineral resources. In fact, we are literally on the fringes of global development. And these programs help to maintain socioeconomic stability within the region. And that is why I said earlier that they are extremely important to us. We recognize that integrity is essential, and we have acted accordingly, tightening, vetting, enhancing regulation, and expanding international cooperation. As I said before, we just had a series of consultations over an 18-month period designed specifically to strengthen our programs, and one of the partners was the European Union. So citizenship policy remains a sovereign responsibility, but sovereignty does not preclude dialogue. And we're hoping that even within this assembly, that there could be some dialogue in this very important issue affecting several countries within the region. We have invited and continue to engage with the European Union on strengthening our CBI programs. It is an engagement that is evidence-based, technically grounded, and as respectful of our development realities as we are respectful of your concerns, especially your security concerns. The stringent due diligence, the biometrics, residency, and other requirements make the obtention of our citizenship far more difficult and certainly less risky than other third country nationals obtaining non-immigrant EU visas. So this notion that our programs are so risky, I say to you again that the non-immigrant visas that you issue to people all around the world, that is far more risky than those who have our citizenship because of the intense due diligence and all of the requirements for financial disclosure. Therefore, the perceived risk associated with our citizens accessing the European Union, they are exacerbated. And we want you as parliamentarians to take into consideration our concerns as some in the European Union seek to close the door of access into the European Union on these CBI countries. On territorial integrity, our position is unambiguous. Borders matter, commitments matter, international adjudication matters. When states choose courts over confrontation, those choices must be honored. For small states, international law is not optional. It is existential. With regard to Haiti, the situation of the country reminds us that security, governance, and development cannot be addressed in isolation. The Caribbean remains committed to a legitimate, transparent, and accountable Haitian-led path forward, supported by sustained international engagement. The security situation must be brought under control to stop the suffering of the Haitian people and to facilitate free and fair elections, at which time the democratic institutions of government must be fully restored. We recognize that the majority of EU assistance to the Caribbean is directed at Haiti alone. The circumstances of Haiti must change so that the country can rise up from its knees and stand up for itself and its responsibilities. Co-chairs, ladies and gentlemen, we also recognize that European Union countries have a physical and lawful presence in the Caribbean. Our territories lie next to each other in the Caribbean Sea. Therefore, together we have a shared concern about transnational organized crime which respects no borders. Intelligence sharing, maritime cooperation, judicial collaboration, and financial crime interdiction are areas where our partnership can deliver concrete results for both our regions. At this point, I wish in particular to address my fellow Caribbean parliamentarians. This joint EU-Caribbean Assembly will only be strong as the discipline and seriousness we bring to it. If we approach it episodically, we will underutilize its potential. If we approach it collectively with regularity and seriousness, we can help to shape its outcomes. I therefore urge Caribbean parliamentarians to act together, to meet more frequently, to coordinate positions, and to translate this partnership into clear recommendations to our national parliaments. Our engagement with the European Union must not be confined to trade and investment alone. It must extend to multidimensional security, including food and energy security, health security, education resilience, regional logistics, and protection against transnational crime and climate disruption. A Caribbean that is secure in what it eats, how it educates its people, and how it protects their health is a Caribbean that is politically stable, economically credible, and strategically relevant. I suggest 3 practical steps going forward. First, Caribbean parliamentarians represented here should establish a standing consultative mechanism meeting at least twice annually to develop coordinated Caribbean positions for engagement with their European counterparts. Second, this group should produce concise, action-oriented recommendations to national parliaments focused on aligning domestic legislation, regulatory frameworks, and oversight priorities with agreed European Union objectives in trade, logistics, security cooperation, food and energy systems, health partnerships, and educational access. Third, we should commit to parliamentary follow-through, using our oversight functions to track implementation, to identify obstacles, and ensure that commitments made at the regional and international levels are reflected in national policy and budgets. This is how this assembly can evolve and mature from dialogue to direction, and from direction to delivery. Excellencies, we are living through a period of geopolitical adjustment. Some are retreating from cooperation, some are narrowing alliances, some are substituting leverage for law. In this gathering, we are choosing a different course. We choose rules over uncertainty. We choose law over pressure. And we choose partnership over fragmentation. And we value partners who understand that lasting stability is built not by dominance, but by collaboration. This assembly must therefore be practical, strategic, and forward-looking. Let us therefore deliver climate finance that arrives in time. Let us make trade rules work in practice. Let us enable mobility that supports growth, and let us defend sovereignty through law. Across the Atlantic, our two regions, Europe and the Caribbean, we share democratic traditions, institutional depth, and a belief that cooperation strengthens resilience. In an uncertain world, that shared foundation is not merely an asset, it is an anchor and certainly a beacon. Let this assembly demonstrate clearly and confidently that multilateralism is not fading. It endures wherever principled nations choose law over power, partnership over pressure, and cooperation over division. Let this assembly be remembered not only for what was discussed, but for what it decisively set in motion. An EU-Caribbean partnership grounded in law, delivered through action and sustained by shared responsibility to this generation and the generations whose future or fate lies in what we do today. I thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
The FIFA World Cup is coming, and all eyes are on Lamine Yamal.
You like it?
Announcing Antigua's newest full-service pharmacy, Omnicare, situated in the North Walk Commercial Center at the corner of Friars Hill and Wetherills Road, offering a specialized pharmaceutical and healthcare service to the rural North community by qualified, experienced, and friendly pharmacists and skincare professionals. Convenient location, ample parking, private consultations, same-day drop-off and pickup service. Senior citizens and students enjoy a 10% discount. Contact us at 462-4411. WhatsApp 268-727-6664. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Omnicare Pharmacy, the pharmacy that cares.
Do you know that keeping our food safe is the first step to a healthy community? The Central Board of Health is inviting all current and prospective food handlers to the upcoming training at the Multipurpose Cultural Center this March. Whether you're a new applicant or just need a renewal, this is your chance to get certified. Registration is only $50 at the CBH office on Upper Church Street. Just remember to bring your photo or your old badge and leave the little ones at home. No children are allowed. Space is limited to 80 people per session, so register early. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retirement?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point-of-sale machines?
Absolutely. All point-of-sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
Looking for an affordable home? Chapa has 4 beautiful models starting at just $117,000. These homes are eco-friendly, fire-resistant, and built to withstand even Category 5 hurricanes, giving you peace of mind. Learn more by visiting Visit Chapa and checking out the HBJ International, Guejo Antigua, or Innova tabs. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us.
like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
In case of an earthquake and the place starts shaking, drop, cover, and hold on. Drop, cover, and hold on. In case of an earthquake,
there's a few tips that can keep you from harm. In case of an earthquake, you gotta stay calm. Move away from doors, windows, and things that can fall. Try not to use steps or elevators at all.
drop, protect your head on your face. Don't go running all over the place. Cover under a bed or a table, against a wall that's firm and stable.
Hold on.
You must hold on, don't panic, stay calm.
Don't move until the shaking stops.
Here it is.
Drop, cover, and hold on.
Drop, cover, and hold on. In case of an earthquake.
Drop, cover, and hold on.
Learn how to protect yourself during an earthquake. Log on to weready.org. That's weready.org for more information.
Government is always moving, and every week decisions are being made that affect all of us. On Government in Motion, we follow the agenda. We show how policy turns into action on the ground, and we sit down with the people responsible. This is Government in Motion, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on ABS Television.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like knowing you're covered when your house gets flooded, getting your settlements quickly and fairly when a fire hits your home, and making sure your business can keep going even after an accident happens on site. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
Do you know that if you're a skilled mason, carpenter, or tradesperson, you can take your craft to a world-class level? The King's Foundation, in collaboration with ABCAS and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, presents the Building Craft Program. Travel to the UK this April for 4 weeks of hands-on workshops in sustainable and climate-resilient building. Best of all, your tuition, UK accommodation, and return flights are all provided. You just need a passport, building experience, and a drive to lead the next generation of master craftspeople. But hurry, the deadline to apply is Friday, February 20th. Call Raynell Carroll at 727-8785 or email jenny.hartley@kingsfoundation.org today. And now you know, this has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Caution! Yeah. Kid Fresh in the building. You know it's your boy Richie. And we have an important announcement today. Antigua and Barbuda, while you're walking left to right, we'd like you to pick up each and every garbage you see. Don't throw your garbage any and anywhere. Not even in the bush, not on the road, not anywhere. Throw it in the garbage. Dispose of it correctly. Which you will say? Of course, do that. Important. Keep Antigua clean. Keep Antigua nice. From the morning sun to the moonlight. Love this land. It's yours and mine. Keep it clean. Keep it fine. Richie, what about the garbage? Take it and put it in the rubbish. The road is not the dump, okay? Right. Let's just keep it clean. Just keep Antigua and Barbuda clean. Let's keep it flourishing. Let's keep it looking good. Let's take up our garbage and keep it cleaner, man. Keep Antigua clean. Keep Antigua nice. From the morning sun to the moonlight. Love this land, it's yours and mine. Keep it clean, keep it fine. What we say? Keep it fine. Caution says so, dispose the garbage. Your money, dead.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Angel's Creation Birthday Corner, where there's a sweet delight in every single bite. Today is Wednesday, 18th February, and wherever you are, whatever you're celebrating, we just want to say we hope you have a great day today. Now, to our birthday list, we say a happy 46th birthday to Jessica Thompson, who is celebrating birthday today, 18th February, and Lisa Cooper, who will be celebrating her 16th birthday tomorrow. Both have greetings coming from the entire family and home circle. Again, happy birthday to Jessica and of course to you, Lisa. And welcome to 14 on this 18th of February, the age of big ideas, bigger dreams, and lots of love. Keep learning, exploring, and building the future only you can imagine. Love and best wishes to Taj Mussington from your mom and dad, Latoya and Cordell, Alicia, Richie, Gotti Fan, Dorothea, Shasia. Cut your cake and celebrate. Happy birthday to you, Taj. And again, to everyone who's celebrating, we say a very happy birthday to you. Remember, this is the Angel's Creations Birthday Corner, where there's a sweet delight in every single bite. You can call 720-3099 for all of your cake, anniversaries, whatever celebration, or if you just want a cake from Angel. And to get your birthday greetings in, your anniversary, please remember to reach out to us at programin@ab.gov.ag. We'll see you on the second hour for Antigua Barbuda today.
This Love Month, put heart health first. Join the Medical Benefits Scheme's Steps for Life Heartbeat Walk on Sunday, 22nd February 2026 at 3:30 p.m. Starting at the MBS headquarters, we'll walk to Old Farm Road and return to MBS. Dress in creative green and bring someone you love. Prizes for the best green attire in 3 categories: couples, children 5 to 11, and seniors 60+. Register today at mbsprevention@mbs.gov.ag or call 481-6352 or 6266. Follow us on social media for updates and let's step for life.
Do you know that your community group or farm could soon be powered by the sun? The Department of the Environment is giving away high-powered 8,000 lumen solar streetlights. Whether you're a part of a church, school, or a farming collective, this is your chance to light up your space safely and sustainably. You'll receive the full kit, from the pole to the solar panel. You handle the installation, and the equipment is yours to help our island stay green. Don't stay in the dark. Visit environment.gov.ag to apply. The deadline is February 20th. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Cut! Where's the car?
Don't stress when your getaway car gets away. Have peace of mind with CG United Comprehensive Motor Insurance.
CG United. Good like that.
Listen up. This isn't just another project. It's a chance to build the future of our nation. The government of Antigua and Barbuda has secured major investment through the Caribbean Development Bank to rehabilitate our nation's primary roadways, and we want our experts leading the way. We are officially calling on all local contractors to step up and submit your bids. This is your opportunity to put your crew to work, grow your business, and build the infrastructure that will protect our roads, homes, and businesses for decades to come. The funds are secured. The projects are ready. We just need you. Visit ab.gov.ag right now for full bidding details.
Deadline for submission, March 5th, 2 p.m.
Let's build a stronger Antigua and Barbuda together. This is a message from the government of Antigua and Barbuda.
When evening falls and shadows play, we flip the switch, you light the way. You power dreams, our hopes, our lives, a steady force, a trusted light.
From every source you make the way, working hard to serve us every day, turning challenge into water flow, pushing forward, steady as we go.
APUA, united in service, we rise with you, bringing the best of what you do. From power to water, to every device. You are the pulse of our land, necessary for life. APUA, united in service, we rise with you, bringing the best of what you do, from power to water to every device. You are the pulse of our land, necessary for life. APUA.
Good morning and welcome to the second hour of Antigua Barbuda today. This morning is going to be a wonderful one wherever you are. We hope you have an amazing day today. It is the 18th of February, 2026. The year is running ahead really quickly. But this morning, let's get inspired by Dr. Ned.
One quality, self-confidence. How do you develop self-confidence? You know, you see some people that they curse other people, they argument, they look boastful. That's not self-confidence. You develop self-confidence by recognizing other people, by boosting the ego of other people. And to do that, you get to know who you are. Hey, you know what's wonderful? I feel so grateful to God for that. What's wonderful is that we are wonderfully made. Yes, you. Even if you think you're weak and you're sickly and you're poor, you are greatly and wonderfully made, but you don't take enough time to pause and meditate on the grandeur that's within you. So today, I want you to look inwards and thank God for the way you are, for the way you've made, and try to see the gifts that He's been giving you. Sometimes it's hidden, you know. Maybe it's the gift of singing. Maybe it's the gift of cooking or whatever it is. Find your gift and use it, and don't go to the grave or go and get old without knowing what gifts are within you and using it. So self-confidence comes from knowing who you are and being able to use that to bring to help the world. I'm Dr. Ken Ned.
Oh, that was a great inspiration for this morning. Self-confidence comes from knowing who you are. And remember, you are blessed and highly favored, and you're wonderfully made, as Dr. Ned would have said. Now it's February. Remember, it's Black History Month, and we have been drumming up all 18 days of February. Well, actually, I should say a little less because we haven't been here on the weekend. But let's see what's the proverb for today. And the same day leaf drop in a water, it rotten. And this one really means problems often develop gradually and consequences may not appear immediately. Warns against complacency. So this one says, on the same day leaf drop in a water, it rotten. And it really is just saying, our problems don't grow overnight. We know that, and the consequences may not appear immediately, but of course, it warns against complacency. If you've heard of this one, you can always tell us wherever you're watching or listening to us. And as we said this morning, it's going to be a packed morning with information, lots of Wellness Wednesday tips and initiatives. You know, our smoothie special as well will be up. But before we take a commercial break, we're going to see this special Government in Motion feature. Chanel will walk us through the HPV testing process at the Ministry of Health, free weekend clinic highlighting how prevention and early detection are strengthening women's health. Let's see.
It's often said that prevention is better than cure. And that's why we're here at the Villa Polyclinic for their weekend testing for HPV or the human papillomavirus. So you're going to follow me as I go through the process, get my testing done. And we're also going to be joined by OBGYN Dr. Sherry Tulloch to learn more about HPV and what the government is doing to prevent rather than just to cure. Let's go.
HPV stands for the human papillomavirus. This is a virus that causes changes in the cervix that can lead to cervical cancer. Now, there are almost 200 types of the HPV virus, but there are 14 types that have been identified as being able to cause changes in the cervix. And if those changes aren't treated, those changes can become cancerous down the road, right? So the point of screening or HPV testing is to identify a woman who is at risk for having those changes because she has the infection. And if she has those changes and they're significant, then we need to treat those changes to prevent her from going on to develop cervical cancer. So that's why screening is so important. The HPV testing is available free of cost to women between the ages of 30 to 65. Now, we say 65, assuming that the lady would have done her regular screening by age 65. If she has not been doing her screening regularly leading up to age 65, she cannot stop screening at age 65. And so we may still offer testing beyond that age group. The reason why we offer testing at age 30 is because what we know from the data is that most persons acquire the HPV infection between their late teens and in their 20s. But we know that most persons will clear the infection before they get to their 30s, okay? So giving them the opportunity to clear the infection, which most of them will, we start testing at age 30, which is where we start to see the pre-cancer really starting to take place. So most of those early changes that we spoke about that can lead to cancer start to occur, around, when they reach 30, if they haven't cleared the HPV infection by that time. We still offer some screening to women before age 30. So it's really important that women between the ages of 25 to 29 do their pap smears before they get to age 30. And if they have significant changes on the pap smear, we still take a closer look at those women, even though they haven't necessarily started HPV testing as yet. The pap smear that women are familiar with, and we were doing all this time, what it was really doing was trying to identify cells that started to have changes, but those changes were caused by the human papillomavirus. So now we can take it a step further and we can test for the actual virus that causes those changes. And what we found, again, the data has shown that testing for the virus is way more sensitive in identifying a woman who is at risk than a pap smear, right? So we pick up more women who are at risk using the HPV testing rather than the pap smear once they reach the age 30, when it's most important, where we know we're going to start seeing most of the changes caused by that human papillomavirus. And so that's why it's so important that once you reach the age 30 that you switch over to your HPV testing rather than a pap smear to identify what your risk is. What the HPV test does is it does a better job of identifying a woman who is already having changes on her cervix and that need to be treated, so that we can offer treatment at that stage before she goes on to develop cancer. Once someone develops cancer, the costs associated with that are much higher. And part of the reason for that is that cervical cancer is not obvious. It doesn't make itself obvious to the woman in the early stages. So a lot of the times when women present with cervical cancer, they're already advanced and require chemotherapy and radiation for treatment rather than a simpler procedure like surgery. Now, very rarely do we pick up someone who already has cervical cancer by the time they come for screening. So they come and do screening, and then when we do further testing, we recognize, this person has very early cancer. Those women have a better chance of being able to do surgery to cure them and perhaps not having to go on to do chemotherapy and radiation than someone who is being identified because of her symptoms, right? So that's how you have definitely the benefits. And the benefit is not just in terms of cost to a system, it's also the impact on the woman and her family. Because if we're able to either prevent the cancer in the first place or to be able to do something simpler that a woman can recover much more easily from, like surgery rather than chemotherapy and radiation, the impact on her, the disruption for her is a lot better than it is for someone who has to have the chemotherapy and radiation. So HPV infection is extremely common, right? 90% of persons will get it and then clear it. What we know as in the Caribbean, for every 5 women that we test for the high-risk HPV types, which are the types that can cause a change that can lead to cancer, 1 in 5 women will be positive. So that's 20% of our women at any given time. Once a person is identified as being positive, it simply means we have to do further tests and evaluation to see if the virus has started to cause any changes in the cervix. And the aim is, if we can identify those changes, then we can treat and protect her. Now, how do we do that? Sometimes it will be that we combine it with a pap smear, right? But sometimes it will be going straight to what we call colposcopy, where we take a closer look at the cervix. We use a device that magnifies our view of the cervix. We put certain solutions on the cervix so that we can identify the areas that may have those changes that we spoke about. And then we sample the tissue in the areas that are starting to undergo change, and we send it to the lab to see what the extent of those changes may be. When we get back that result, depending on the extent of the changes caused by the HPV, we offer her treatment, and that's how we protect her. Now, even after we treat her, we monitor her very closely for the next few years to ensure that she remains, until she's infection-free, her body has cleared the HPV, because there is no treatment for the virus itself, but we can treat the changes. And then we monitor her after we've treated her to ensure that her body clears the virus and that she no longer has any changes. So the Antigua has actually long been at the forefront of the cervical cancer elimination efforts in the Caribbean. In 2018, Antigua was one of the first countries to introduce the HPV vaccine free of cost in our public care system. And that's the first step. So to protect the next generation of girls or women from the changes that are caused by the HPV and from HPV infection, vaccination is going to be crucial now, okay? So we have to ensure, first of all, that we vaccinate our boys and girls between the ages of 9 to 13 ideally, but of course is offered free of cost all the way up to age 26. So that is a current situation here in Antigua. It's free of cost all the way up to age 26 in any of the clinics. That's the first thing the government did. And then in 2021, the Ministry of Health piloted HPV testing. This is when the world had, when the WHO, the World Health Organization, created very clear objectives for the world to eliminate cervical cancer as a public health concern in 2018. And that was through the 90-70-90 goals, okay? So that's making sure that 90% of our girls are vaccinated by the time they reach age 15, and ensuring that 70% of our women are screened using a high performance test, which is the HPV testing, once by age 35, and then they should be tested again by age 45 at least. And then of course ensuring that 90% of persons identified as having those early changes, which we call precancer or cancer, receive treatment. Now, the Ministry of Health established the Cervical Cancer Elimination Unit in 2023, and that's why we're here. And we have reorganized the cervical screening services in the primary healthcare system. We've expanded colposcopy at the Sir Leicester Bird Medical Center, and we have also created easier pathways to care for women identified as with having cervical cancer, and a lot of that has been created through free healthcare access. So HPV testing is free, and colposcopy services are free for women at the Sir Leicester Bird Medical Center. And women who have been identified as having cervical cancer also access care free of cost. And this is all in an effort to get Antigua on that pathway to eliminate cervical cancer as a public health concern. A lot of women do not like the speculum examination, and I think we would all agree that it's not the most comfortable test. However, it's a test that we all have to do at some point. And the one thing I'd say to women, because a lot of them are actually afraid that we're going to pick up cancer, is that we're not looking for cancer. We're actually trying to identify persons at risk long before they develop cancer, and we're actually trying to prevent the cancer from developing in the first place. So we screen not to detect cancer, we screen to protect you from cancer. And that's probably the most important thing I would say to women. I'll encourage women who have had an uncomfortable experience with a speculum exam, which is what you have to do the test on the cervix, that they, go somewhere that you're comfortable, but make your health a priority. Do not let a bad experience in the past stop you from doing what you need to do to protect yourself.
This very moment, we believe in you as you believe in yourself, in your desire to secure a future there when you're needed most. Because confidence comes from understanding you're always in safe hands, and the security of knowing these are the moments for every achievement, every step of the way. Live in a better state of mind with State Insurance Company Limited.
Why is your phone making that sound?
Girl, you didn't get the warning. A tsunami is coming. We have to get to higher ground now.
You know, I'm not on Facebook and all those social media stuff.
Facebook? I'm not talking about Facebook. Look, girl, you better get with the technology and get the CAP app on your phone. You get a warning for any kind of disaster as soon as the authority knows.
What?
The app on your phone. Come, let's go.
I'll wait for the news.
Me gone.
Go ahead.
Don't be left behind. Be alert. Stay ready. Get CAP. Be prepared. A message from NODS and the partnership between UNDP, SEDIMA, OCHA, IFRC, and funded by European Union Civil Protection and Humanitarian Aid. Prepare Caribbean.
Good morning and welcome back to Antigua Barbuda today. Access to mental support, mental health support does not only depend on who you know or what you can afford. And joining us next is Serene Prince. She is a psychotherapist and founder of the Antigua and Barbuda Holistic Coalition. And she's going to talk about closing the gaps in youth mental health care and how schools, professionals, and communities can connect young people to funded support. Good morning, Serene, and always a pleasure to have you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Let's start with the gaps. What problems were you seeing on the ground that led you to form the Antigua and Barbuda Holistic Coalition?
Yeah, so in short, it was mostly visible to me during the pandemic. And the gaps wasn't only just about affordability, it was also about access to information, access to mental professionals, and not just by the members, but also schools, physicians, pediatricians, sports clubs, youth inclusive organizations. And so Antigua and Barbuda Holistic Coalition Incorporated, as you know, we developed a program where we're hoping to bridge that gap so that individuals, youths particularly, can gain access to mental health care.
And speaking about bridging that gap, let's speak about why funding is such a critical issue for young people and families, especially in Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah, so funding to maintain, sustain mental health care. So if I would say on average, from what I researched, a 30-minute session for a child may average about $75 to, let's say, $95 EC. And to sustain that on a weekly basis, because best practices and treatment of a child engaging in therapy on a weekly basis is the best way, because they need consistency, they need to develop a trusting relationship with the mental professional, and they need to be able to grasp the tools and build a relationship where they can start to express themselves and gain verbiage in terms of how do you develop healthy relationships with your peers, your teachers, and your parents. So if you think about an average session is about $75 EC, the length of time that a child is in session can be 6 months, even to a year. And so we're hoping that we can begin to offset that cost for parents as well as youth. As you know, the program extends to individuals to the age of 25.
And you know, there's some important things that you just mentioned, the consistency and the fact that it may take up to 6 months or even longer. So it really is a journey that some persons may not be able to afford. And I find that there is still a stigma around mental health. But from your experience as a psychotherapist, where are the youths falling through the cracks most often when trying to get help?
Well, stigma is a big thing. I want to say that falling through the cracks, again, I believe is access to mental professionals who are experienced and who treat children. Even in New York, where I have a private practice, that's still an issue. And we are a very large society, right? And so identifying and locating a mental professional who actually treats children, who understands the tools, the certain modalities that are required to engage with a child That is an issue in Antigua and Barbuda, without a doubt, right? And then when you go back to affordability, if someone is engaging in mental health care of a child, it's important to engage with the parents and host family sessions. So that's another added cost. And so stigma definitely is one. Access to a child therapist or mental professional who provides treatment to children and adolescents. And three, information in a macro level. So information in terms of the schools, them having access to directories and the school counselor or principal or teacher, having that information to share with their parents. Also access when you talk about in-person and virtual. I know that sometimes, oftentimes, persons struggle with the idea of virtual, not knowing how to structure maybe their home environment or a certain environment where they can engage in virtual spaces. Because if you are able to engage in virtual mental health counseling, that can also decrease the cost, because generally virtual is usually cheaper than when you're going into an office, right? And not to go on and on about that. So when you're thinking about the different layers in terms of access and engaging with mental professional for a child or youth, you can see where there can be difficulties, because they don't want to call them barriers. I want to say difficulties, because with difficulties, you can find a solution for that. And that's what we're trying to do.
And that's a good way to look at it. Now, you spoke about virtual sessions, but there is a virtual town hall meeting coming up. Tell us about it.
So the virtual town hall meeting, there are two. One is tomorrow, Thursday, the 19th of February, and that is for schools, physicians, youth inclusive organizations, churches, mosques, you name it. We want to be able to access and engage with these stakeholders, because they typically are engaging with children. School, that's where most children spend most of their time, in schools. And we want to be able to inform them about the Youth Mental Health Holistic Access Program, particularly the Youth Mental Health Care Fund. We want to offer them information. We want to dispel any misinformation. And we also are hoping that they will partner with us, form a coalition where we can put posters in their schools, in their offices, even on their media pages. So if there's a youth inclusive organization, we're hoping that they can post this information and help us spread the word. What I want to share with regards to this fund, we have to spend the money. So we need all hands on deck. We don't spend the money, then it doesn't prove that there is a need. Yes? So we're also hosting a virtual town hall meeting for mental professionals, because we want to know which mental professionals are willing to receive these vouchers to support youth access mental care. We want to know what mental professionals and therapists provide child and adolescent psychotherapy and mental health care. We want to know any psychiatrists or psychologists that perform testing, psychological testing, to rule out autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, and other neurodevelopmental disorders. And so that's really important, and that's key. And so having these professionals, these organizations, physicians and schools and youth inclusive organizations partner with us to share this information out to the masses and to their members in their community, in their villages, really help us, remove any misinformation, gain additional trust, as well as identify mental professionals who can support us in utilizing and these persons utilizing these funds so that we can spend it. Yeah? And so having that data is helpful to go back to funders and grants and say, look, we ran out of money. People want this. They want this resource. They want these funds, and we need your help in gaining more money and asking for more. Right now, we've reached our goal. I saw that you put up the poster. I want to thank again Mill Reef Fund for giving us the grant. And then we also receive a donation from Citizenship by Investment program, and that allowed us to go over our goal for the year. And aside from the mental health fund for youth, we're also, we'll be able to provide affordable parent workshops, parent and family workshops. We're providing psychoeducation surrounding certain mental health conditions, parenting styles, taking care of yourselves, parents, also offering youth emotional literacy in schools and organizations. And so this will really allow us to access more youth on a larger scale and delivering workshops and providing them psychoeducation so that they can equip themselves in managing difficult emotions, really getting some insight to how they're functioning day to day, and really dispelling and destigmatizing mental health care on a larger scale.
You know, that's amazing. And what I'm happy about is that you're able to separate, you're going into the schools, and then you're still speaking to the mental health professionals. So I really hope persons take advantage of the virtual town hall meetings. Now, we spoke about all of the gaps, all of what we don't want to call barriers, but difficulties. So let's speak about what are some of the early outcomes or feedback you've seen since launching the program.
So far, we've received quite a few messages of people asking to apply. We were really shocked by that. There are youth that are struggling, I'll say that, based on the emails in the last less than a month, who really need mental health treatment. And, you know, it really tugs at our heart, and it proves that what we're doing is needed. The amount of support that we're receiving from so many people reposting the information, and they're helping us spread this information about what we're doing. As much we post on social media, people are sharing. And we know that this is needed, and we feel really confident that this will be successful in the sense that persons will utilize it and that they will engage it. We've already facilitated a youth workshop at a school retreat last month, and that was well received. And so we had schools that inquired about workshops. It's been really, very overwhelming. Don't get me just crying. It's been very overwhelming, and I'm really proud of Antigua and Barbuda. You know, this organization is not for us, it's for you. This is why we're here. This is for you. You contact us, you ask us any questions. No question is off. We will answer it. We will try to provide you resources. We've posted resources recently on our social media pages and on our website in the event that you're experiencing a crisis, maybe financial concern, maybe there's gender-based violence. We want to support you in more ways than one. And we take a holistic approach to this, so we understand that it's not always just about mental health. Sometimes there's more pressing issues like financial stressors, financial strains, psychosocial issues that of course impact one's mental health. But if you don't have the essential needs to live day to day, it's difficult to engage in mental health, yeah?
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with you. And one thing, you spoke about support, persons just sharing. And one thing that I love as well is that Corporate Antigua, as you would have said, with the Millry Fund and CIU came on board to help you achieve your goal, which went over what you anticipated. Now, finally this morning, if there is one shift in mindset that decision makers and educators could make around youth and mental health access, what would that be in your opinion?
So the message to you, to schools,
yes,
or you?
Or decision makers, yes.
Yeah, I would say that you are the portal to information. You are the portal to destigmatizing mental health care. You are the portal to persons getting the mental health care that they deserve. And the virtual town hall meeting is a start or a continuum of what you may already have been doing, but on a larger scale. And I understand that this is this is a new concept in Antigua and Barbuda, but it is needed. We need all hands need to join together to make this work. not just for Antigua and Barbuda Holistic Coalition Incorporated, but all the organizations out there who are doing their absolute best and beyond to support the wellness of Antigua and Barbuda, and even our government, right, who also deliver and have these resources. We need to be able to share the information in real time and accurate information so that our members can access it, and we need to join together. We cannot function in silos anymore. We can't do it anymore. We're not going to survive that way. We're not going to thrive that way, right? And we want to thrive. We don't survive. Survive is when you're just holding on to a tethered string, right? Thriving is having a strong rope. Yes? And we all have the rope that we can give to our members, whether it's our students, our teachers, our patients, our parents. We are holding the rope. And I want you to hold the rope with us and join us tomorrow at our virtual town hall meeting, Schools, Physicians, Youth Inclusive Organizations at 8 p.m. The link is on our social media pages. You can scan the QR code. You can email us, abholisticcoalition@gmail.com. You can WhatsApp me, 774-4538. I will send you the link to register. Please, just be curious. Just be curious even. This doesn't cost you but time. You can log on for 10 minutes, get what you need, and log back off. Mental professionals are registering. I'm so proud of you all. Please share the information so more mental professionals can join us next week, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Is it 6 p.m.? Yeah, 6 p.m. and online, and get the information. And what I just want to also add, I know you said leave with you. We haven't launched a program because we want some input from the stakeholders to make sure that when we launch, we're launching with confidence. So if there's something that we need to tweak with our program, we will do that. And that's why this meeting is so important. And we're relying on them to provide us with information and make any tweaks necessary so that this can be a successful and impactful program. Thank you, ABS.
Thank you as well, Serene, and I'm happy because persons now have access to mental care treatment and counseling services that they may not have immediately been able to afford, particularly with the funding. So thanks again, and we look forward to the launch and speaking about it some more.
And I look forward to being with you all in person very soon.
Awesome. Well, do have a good day today. Now, stay with us here on Antigua Barbuda today. It is Wellness Wednesday, and while I might be alone for the smoothie break, let's see what we will be blending up today. We'll be back.
Get unbeatable value you'll love. Find it only at Quartz. We've got the best range in appliances, electronics, furniture, and so much more with the best quality and the best prices. Get a free gift with purchase on select items. Save 20% on select bases when you purchase the matching mattress. Take advantage of great deals and huge savings. Treat yourself. Keep your cash with Quartz Ready Finance. Unbeatable value only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply. Offer ends February 28, 2026.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retirement?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point of sale machines?
Absolutely. All point of sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
Need to fill a prescription? Great news! The new medical benefits scheme pharmacy at Villa Polyclinic offers same-day service. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. For details on all MBS pharmacy locations and services, call 6366, 6367, or 6368. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Visit myiNetHome.apua.ag to view your iNet home internet and landline bills, make payments, and manage your account details. To sign up, visit myiNetHome.apua.ag and get a recent bill to fill in your required details. Look out for more exciting updates from iNet Home in 2025. We're just getting started.
Honey, how about us go to English Hammer for lunch?
Oh, I'm not feeling well, babe. You go by yourself. Bring me back something later.
All right.
Hey, babe, meet me by the Cedar Valley Golf Course. We're going to go till dusk. I'm taking you for lunch.
According to Jamaicans, Sly J is getting bun. And we are not talking about the kind that is sold at Dawn Till Dusk Bakery. But let's not jump to conclusions just yet.
Dawn Till Dusk Bakery now has 2 amazing locations, Cedar Valley Main Road and Long Street, St. John's. Don't miss our Saturday and Sunday morning specials. Dawn Till Dusk Bakery, a place for the entire family. And well, you see what we mean.
Do you know that your community group or farm could soon be powered by the sun? The Department of the Environment is giving away high-powered 8,000 lumen solar streetlights. Whether you're a part of a church, school, or a farming collective, this is your chance to light up your space safely and sustainably. You'll receive the full kit, from the pole to the solar panel. You handle the installation, and the equipment is yours to help our island stay green. Don't stay in the dark. Visit environment.gov.ag to apply. The deadline is February 20th. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Hi, I'm RPB, 9-time Calypso Monarch of Barbados. The beach can be fun, but we have to be tsunami smart. Know the signs. You're at the beach, you feel a strong shaking, run. See the water withdraw an unusual distance from the shore, run. Hear a strange roar from the sea, run. If you experience any of these signs, just run to higher ground. Just run, just run, just run.
Be tsunami smart. Know the natural warning signs. It could save your life. There may not be enough time for an official tsunami warning.
Here we are, baby.
Yep, we're here. You
Yep.
ready?
Of course I'm ready. You ready?
The what?
Ah.
Look at this one, baby. Look how big it is. Look at how big.
Baby, you don't think that that's just too big?
No, but big is so good.
Come
Love
with me.
big.
Come with me, baby. Come with
Big.
me.
No,
Baby,
baby,
come
but
with
no,
me.
it's big.
Come with me.
But I like the big one. Baby, I know. Okay, small is not for me. I really don't like small.
Baby, smaller is better.
Boring, baby. I don't like small. I
No,
like it big.
Guys,
Not
sounds like we're
so
having a
cut it.
size discussion.
Come in. Yeah, I like big.
And
I like
agree.
big,
I agree.
and
Bigger is better, but I think that we can meet in the middle. Guys, we can meet in the middle. This tile is a 22 by 22 ceramic tile. It caters for both your somewhat small prices and her somewhat big needs.
Because when it comes to love, size doesn't always matter. Love is all you need. Happy Valentine's Day from Mikasa Imports. Visit us today to enjoy 20 to 50% off selected tiles for the month of February.
Did you know that human resources has many specializations? While some of us do a little bit of everything,
others are experts. Some focus on talent selection and recruitment, helping you find the right people to drive success.
Others specialize in training and development, giving your team the skills to reach business goals. And some lead in employee relations,
ensuring compliance with labor laws and a safe, positive workplace.
No matter the HR specialization, we work every day to empower your people and advance your organization.
Here are some tips on handling Eastern Caribbean currency polymer notes. When handling new notes, to separate them, quickly fan them, tap them against a hard surface, shuffle them, or snap two notes together. For cleaning dirty or soiled notes, wipe soiled notes with a damp cloth, dry wet notes with a towel. To ensure notes last longer and can be accepted by cash processing machines, example ATM deposits, avoid creasing, crumbling, folding, or stapling them. Keep them open and flat in the bill section of your wallet. Flatten crumpled or creased notes by applying pressure to them or curling them in your hand. Follow us for more tips.
This message is brought to you by the Eastern Caribbean Amalgamated Bank.
Welcome back to Antigua Barbuda. Today it is Wellness Wednesday, and today we want you to glow from the inside out. So we are doing a pineapple ginger glow up smoothie. I hope you heard of this one. If you are still home, we are encouraging you, if you have these ingredients in your home or in your kitchen, get them and let's make it together. So this morning we have some banana. Actually, I'm going to cut it for you. If you have some banana at home, which I think most persons have. I'm very awkward, by the way. I'm left-handed, so I'm sure you can tell how I was reversing that. Then we also have some pineapple, which will add a little bit of acid and sweetness. And then we have some coconut water and some ice. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to try to follow the instructions here. So it says to pour the pineapple in first. Here we go. We don't have Steve this morning to press all of the buttons, but pour our pineapple in, and they look quite sweet. Then we're going to put our ripe banana, and sometimes we like to say you can use frozen bananas as well because it adds to the texture, which is great, especially when you're making a great smoothie. Then we're going to add 1 cup, and you know how we like to eyeball things around here, so we're just gonna eyeball the 1 cup of coconut water. I don't want to put too much because it's me alone. Let's see, okay? And then I'm gonna put some ice just before I put in a teaspoon or tablespoon of ginger. So let's see. I'm going to use the smaller pieces so that it blends easily. Let's see. Maybe 2 more. Come on. I'm ignoring the bigger pieces. So there goes our ice. And then we have some ginger. So with the ginger, we are going to put 1, I'm going to look to see, teaspoon. So that means just a little bit. And as I said, we are eyeballing. Because, you know, as Caribbean people, we're amazing at just doing great things on our own. Does that look like a teaspoon? Okay, maybe just a little more. Okay, okay. Now, I'm going to put just a little more coconut water. And then I'm going to blend all the way up. Remember, if you are at home and you had these ingredients, I hope you joined along. Okay. And you're able to see the pineapple ginger glow up smoothie on the screen here for our Wellness Wednesday. There's still some ice that's being grated. Now I'm going to press the smoothie option. Ooh. I think it's looking good. You can tell me, does it look good? Okay, they said yes. All right, let's see. I heard 1 more piece of ice, so let me go 1 more time. Whoa. You don't have to get down to look. Okay. I think it looks perfect. Now it looks like it was blended nicely. Just covering the coconut water that we had here. And then I'm gonna pour myself our lovely pineapple ginger glow up smoothie. And the amazing thing is, it is Wellness Wednesday, and as we said, we want you to glow from the inside out. So Dr. Ned spoke about being a good person, confident. Now we want you to feel good as well. All right, this looks great. Let's see if it tastes the same way. Do you think I'd tell you if it doesn't? Let's see. So it has a nice balance of the banana and the pineapple, and then there's just a hint of the ginger. I think that I could have added a little more ginger, but it's near perfection. I think Alicia, Ursula, Steve, the entire crew, you'd love this one. Now, that was our wellness smoothie for today. Let me drink some more for you. I am banned from making the noises that say that I am absolutely enjoying this, but we won't get to that today. Here's what I will do. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more on Antigua Barbuda today.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. Imagine what you want, and we create exactly what you need. At Andrew's Creations, we offer exceptional, delectable cakes for all your special occasions. Birthdays, weddings, showers, anniversaries, graduations, baptisms, and so much more. So satisfy that craving, or simply get that sumptuous cake that delights your taste buds. Our promise to you is this: there's a sweet delight in every single bite, only from Andrew's Creations.
Sugar may be essential, but we must stop abusing it. Pampadoy, it can be detrimental, so let's pick up some good habits. Pampadoy, soda and juice are really putting your little life at risk. Pampadoy, you may eventually get heart disease and diabetes. Hey, 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 you can live a longer life, I say. Drink less sugar, be it at your home, at school or play. Drink less sugar, lessen the rising obesity. Drink less sugar, you will appreciate it one day. Drink less sugar, hey, drink less sugar, no dilute it with water. Hey, drink less sugar, just drink up plenty water. Hey, drink less sugar, it can be your life savior. Boy, drink less sugar and you'll be living longer. Hey.
House Calls is television tailor-made for your health. Join ABS TV every Tuesday evening at 8:30 as we delve into all facets of your health and well-being. Hear from doctors across every area of medicine on how you can safeguard your health. Join the conversation on telephone and on social media. House Calls at 8:30 p.m. every Tuesday on ABS. To your health.
Barbuda today. Now it is time for our APUA update with Trina Palacio. Good morning, Trina.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing very well. Sorry, I didn't hear you in the beginning, but I'm hearing you clearly now. Give us our updates for today.
No problem. Since I hope you guys are hearing me properly, but I'll jump right into it. It is Wednesday morning, And our mobile payment center for APA will be located at Veg International in Herberts. So you guys could see them there from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pay your bills conveniently on the go, and you could also get your iNet services, including top-ups. So you guys could see them there today and handle your business. We do have some electricity maintenance works today. We had a little break over the last 2 days, but today we'll be having some electricity works in a section of Factory Road, west of Chase Supermarket. That will be happening from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. We'll also be working in a section of Lightfoot in the vicinity of Jazz Superette, and that will be from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll also be doing work in a section of Pigots in the vicinity of the Motor Pool, and that will be happening from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. So you guys could look out for that. Of course, you may be experiencing, unfortunately, another disruption outside of what I would have mentioned. Let me quickly, sorry. We also have one more. This is a new one, unfortunately, and this one will be happening near Clare Hall School in that surrounding area. That will be happening from 1:30 p.m. today until 3:45. So, of course, like I said, if you may be experiencing some outage outside of what I just mentioned, you could go ahead and give us a call at 311, which is our electricity fault hotline number. We do have some information today as well from our water business unit. There is some changes in comparison to what I would have reported on recently. One of them being that our ruptured mains. Yesterday, I would have told you guys that we had a section of point that was isolated. We are still working on that one, but we are also working in a section of Potters today. That was isolated yesterday, and the repairs should be happening for both of those today. And hopefully that will be done by the end of the day, and you guys could get restoration of your regular services. We do have an update on our production. I would have been explaining to you guys over the last week that there has been some rough sea and sea swells, and those sea swells would have contributed to us being in a stickier situation as it relates to production, because we are taking water from the sea so that we can convert through our reverse osmosis plants into potable water for our society. So for now, our Fort James reverse osmosis plant is still experiencing some reduced production due to those unfavorable sea conditions. As a result, customers in the following areas will be affected by low pressure during this day. That would be Point, Villa, Yorks, Lower Gambles, and Fort Road. So you guys could look out for that. However, like I said, we are trying to see how best we could rectify these situations. But we don't control the sea, we just work with it. We do have a traffic advisory. There is installation of a 10-inch pipe that will be happening near Buckley's Line. And you could see that happening from Buckley's Booster Station to Island Academy. If you're heading up Buckley's Line, this will be on the right-hand side of the road. So please drive with due care and attention. Please drive for yourself and the other drivers. We just want you to take your time and go slow. Of course, a big part of this issues that we're experiencing with our reverse osmosis plant has to do with the weather. And so just to share some information from our Met office, they have advised us that there will be above normal sea swells from this Thursday, as in tomorrow, until Saturday. As a result, there may be some issues with the conditions that may be, affecting the operations of our plants. So please, please, please bear with us as we try to deal with these circumstances and just provide you guys with a good service. There is some relief that we are expecting sometime today or within the next 24 hours for customers who are in elevated areas. You guys may be experiencing low pressure to no water, but we do have plans in place to provide some relief within this next 24-hour time span. So please look out for that. We do know that even short disruptions can be inconvenient to you guys. We are so thankful for you bearing with us. If there is anything happening with you outside of what I just mentioned, you could go ahead and call our fault hotline number for water at 211. And if there is an issue with your telecoms or your internet, you could call us at 611. We are here and we are ready to serve.
Need to get tested? We offer free and confidential testing for HIV, syphilis, and hepatitis B at the AIDS Secretariat, Longstreet. Get your results same day. Call 462-5039 to book your appointment today. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Hello, this is Sir Richie Richardson. I believe a healthy nation begins with a clean environment. Years ago, before weed whackers and lawn mowers, we used to use something called a licker. And I'm sure most of the young people today don't even know what a licker is. But it's a simple piece of flattened metal to cut the grass in and around our yard. As children, we looked forward to it because keeping the yard clean was a source of pride. That same pride is what we need today. Just like in cricket, each of us has a part to play. Whether it's cleaning up around our homes, planting a tree, planting flowers, or joining a community cleanup. Tourism is our main industry, and when visitors come, they should see the beauty of our island, not litter on our streets. Together, we can stop littering. Together, we can protect our environment. Together, we can show the world the best of who we are. Take pride, do your part, and always remember, love where you live.
Do you know that if you're a skilled mason, carpenter, or tradesperson, you can take your craft to a world-class level? The King's Foundation, in collaboration with ABCAS and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, presents the Building Craft Program. Travel to the UK this April for 4 weeks of hands-on workshops in sustainable and climate-resilient building. Best of all, your tuition, UK accommodation, and return flights are all provided. You just need a passport, building experience, and a drive to lead the next generation of master craftspeople. But hurry, the deadline to apply is Friday, February 20th. Call Raynell Carroll at 727-8785 or email jenny.hartley@kingsfoundation.org today. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Government is always moving, and every week decisions are being made that affect all of us. On Government in Motion, we follow the agenda. We show how policy turns into action on the ground, and we sit down with the people responsible. This is Government in Motion. Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on ABS Television.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like knowing you're covered when your house gets flooded, getting your settlements quickly and fairly when a fire hits your home, and making sure your business can keep going even after an accident happens on site. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
Caution! Yeah. Kid Fresh in the building. You know it's your boy Richie, and we have an important announcement today. Antigua and Barbuda, while you're walking left to right, we'd like you to pick up each and every garbage you see. Don't throw your garbage any and anywhere, not even in a bush, not on the road, not anywhere. Throw it in a garbage. Dispose of it correctly. Richie, what you say? Of course, do that. Important. Keep Antigua clean. Keep Antigua nice. From the morning sun to the moonlight. Love this land, it's yours and mine. Keep it clean, keep it fine. Richie, what about the garbage? Take it and put it in the rubbish. The road is not the dump, okay? Right. Let's just keep it clean. Just keep Antigua and Barbuda clean. Let's keep it flourishing. Let's keep it looking good. Let's take up our garbage and keep it cleaner, man. Keep Antigua clean. Keep Antigua nice. From the morning sun to the cool light. Love this land, it's yours and mine. Keep it clean, keep it fine. What was that? Keep it fine. Caution says so, dispose the garbage. Your money, dead.
Welcome back to this lovely Wellness Wednesday here on Antigua Barbuda today. And you know, every Wednesday we bring to you the Consumer Affairs question and answer. So we want to know what is the question of the week and what is the ideal answer coming from the professionals themselves. So this morning, as usual, joining us is Simone Williams, and she's going to tell us more. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning.
Always a pleasure to have you on set. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. Now, tell us what we are looking at for this week.
Oh, the question of the week. You gotta read the question.
Okay, I will. So the question of the week said, I purchased a refrigerator in December. It developed problems in January. That, you know what, we should put 2025 and 2026 there. So I purchased it in December 2025. It developed problems in January 2026. And it said that the store technician repaired, but this month it has stopped cooling completely. The store refuses to fix it, saying the refrigerator is reconditioned and not covered by warranty. What should I do? So the store refuses to fix it, saying that the refrigerator is reconditioned and not covered by warranty. Now tell me, Simone, what should I do?
No, I want to hear your answer. So do you know what is reconditioned?
Yes, of course I know, but I would not be purchasing a reconditioned fridge.
But then, if it's not stated to you or say to you, because you know, sometimes you have items that are not only refrigerator, but even cell phone and stuff like that, and they just look new brand, and then when you catch yourself, they refurbish or recondition, and then only when something goes wrong or you realize that certain things are popping up on your phone and you say, no, if this is a new phone, why am I having all these contacts?
Well, then in that case, I think the company has a responsibility to tell me if I'm purchasing a refurbished or reconditioned item, and to what extent it has been. I can ask those questions, so then I would be able to make the purchase.
Perfect.
So my initial thought was that this was clearly stated, you know, but here's what. I will take it from the professionals. Tell us the answer.
What we have realized at the division is that even though things are refurbished or reconditioned, as the Act stated, it is not stated. So you buy the thing on an interpretation that, listen, hey, it's brand new or it is in good condition. But then the Act stated on the Section 59, and this is the new Consumer Protection Act. Before, it was not under the Act. So the Consumer Protection Act, the supplier must disclose that the refrigerator has been reconditioned by affixing it in a notice, or something must be said on it. So it's not supposed to just be there and you come in, you look at it and you say, okay, this is brand new. You must not interpret, you as a consumer must not interpret it that is brand new. The trader or the supplier must put on the, let's use the refrigerator for now, on the refrigerator that, listen, this is reconditioned and it is not selling as a brand new item but refixed, meaning that it has been fixed or thing. So that's one thing the Act stipulates. And so that's one thing I love about this new Act. You have certain things that the old Act did not stipulate, but this Act stipulated it. It also stated on the Section 64 a warranty. And I think persons love to say, oh, it is used or it is not as reconditioned, and so there's no warranty on it. Under the new Consumer Protection Act, Section 64, it stated it must have a supplier must provide an expected warranty. If you don't do an expected warranty, the Act also stated of an interpreted warranty, meaning that the government or the government, yes, the government, the legislation stated that it must imply on the warranty. So that means that if you don't give it, the government give a 6 months warranty.
Ah,
yes.
wow.
So under this new Act, the government will provide, if you, the supplier, does not provide a 6 months warranty, the government will provide a 6 months warranty. So I'm just breaking it down so you can understand a little bit better than how the Act is saying. So additionally, under Section 64(1)(6), a supplier must provide an explicit warranty for its goods, whether it is used or new. So we want persons to realize that whether it is used or new, you must give a warranty. So suppliers, yes, the new Act stipulate that. So, and it also stated that if it's implied, if you don't give one, it's an implied warranty as well. So the government implied that, okay then, so you can have a refrigerator for December and then January you don't have one. And then you're gonna say, oh, it's refurbished or it is used, so your money gone down the drain. No, it is implied, it has an implied warranty, and that implied warranty is a 6 months warranty.
And it really shows that the Act is protecting the consumers, because we've heard about these things time and time again. And particularly, as you mentioned, there are persons who would say it's refurbished, we're not giving any warranty. But according to the Act and the laws now, that is illegal. So before they end up with the 6 months implied one, they should establish the warranty, which is amazing. Now, we spoke about the refrigerator. A second-hand car is what I would definitely buy. So does this apply in the same sense?
I think so, yes, because it stated goods or services. It didn't stipulate a refrigerator. It didn't stipulate shoes. It stated goods. So if a new second-hand car is a goods, so that means that that falls under the Act as well. Tools, parts, all those things fall on because they're goods. So you have goods or services. So that's what the Act provided, goods or services. So yes, it stated that. So it doesn't have to be a refrigerator. We're just only using that as an example. But once it's a good, it falls under that Act as well too.
Okay, so before you go this morning, I wanted to give a tip to the business persons, just because we know that the consumers heard you have a right, and your right is that you are supposed to have warranty on these items, and also they have to tell you up front that it's either refurbished or reconditioned so that you can make that decision for yourself. Now, what would you say to the business end of things?
With the business end of it, we like you to put things in place like a contract or if you're doing a service repaired invoice, meaning that you let the consumer know exactly what is going on. So let's say Raina went and she take the fridge to her refrigerator to fix, and you get an invoice that stated, this is what happened to the fridge. It has a motor problem, that's why it's not cooling, and the radiator may be having some issues. So let's use the car, the radiator may be having some issues. Now Raina will know that this was the diagnose and sign off on it. So this is implied to you now that this is what happened and this is what's happening to the car, and you're signing off telling me to go ahead, go fix it. We realize that sub-traders or persons in the service industry, especially mechanics, are not doing and service invoice, meaning that letting consumers know this is what is happening and you're telling me to go ahead. What is happening, you take your car today and then you could take it for a knock, and then they look at it and then they say, oh, it's not the knock, it's something else. And then you take it back again and they say something else. So you're just back and forth and you're like, but I didn't take it for that, but yet still, are you asking me to pay for this? And I don't have no knowledge of it yet. And then you're just fixing it and then telling me I have to pay for it. No, the Consumer Protection Act stipulates that you must give a breakdown or an invoice stating your service and what your service is pertaining. And then the consumer will then say, yes, go ahead. No, don't bother doing it. It's cost too much.
Yeah.
So that's my tip of the day. So we're asking traders, suppliers, mechanics, service providers, give an invoice or a fixed invoice that stated exactly, diagnose what you diagnosed, and let the consumer have the choice if they want to go ahead, fix the item, or if they want to part ways with it.
And I'm sure persons appreciate that. You know what? They would also appreciate, Simone, just having the contact information for the division, just because sometimes they listen and they're like, I should reach out to them. How do they do that?
So before we go to the contact, we have in World Consumer Rights Week coming up. It's in March, and we're having some competition going on as we speak. So we have the secondary school competition, we have the essay competition, which is open for everybody, the public, and we have the primary school jingle. And we're asking persons, go on our Facebook page, have our Instagram page, have a look at them. You can sign up for yourself, you can sign up for your school, or if you're an adult, you can go. And our theme for this year is Safe Product, Confident Consumer. Now, if you want to get in contact with us, you can always call us on main phone, which is 462-3734, or you can call the office at 562-2732 and speak with an officer, or walk in, because we're on Reckless Street in Cornwall.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Simone. Always a pleasure having you in studio.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You as well. Well, there you have it. You learned a little more today, I trust. And of course, you can go and read up on the Consumer Protection Act that has just been reenacted. And of course, we'll be back with more on Antigua Barbuda today.
Visit myiNetHome.apua.ag to view your iNet home internet and landline bills, make payments, and manage your account details. To sign up, visit myiNetHome.apua.ag and get a recent bill to fill in your required details. Look out for more exciting updates from iNet Home in 2025. We're just getting started.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. For generations, Caribbean success often came with a plane ticket. My guest today is rewriting that script. Shelly-Ann Aki, born and built in Trinidad and Tobago, is taking Caribbean excellence into global rooms while staying rooted at home, and the world is paying attention. Good morning, Shelly-Ann.
Hi, I am not Shelly-Ann, I'm Dr. Rachel Corridor.
Thank you so much. Let's take a quick commercial break, and I do humbly apologize. We'll be back.
Sure.
Seen an environmental issue that needs attention, or have questions about a project in your community? Our team at the Department of Environment is here to help you and make sure development stays sustainable and responsible. Visit environment.gov.ag and head to the contact page. We're ready to assist. And now you know, this has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Honey, how about us go to English Hour for lunch?
Oh, I'm not feeling well, babe. You go by yourself. Bring me back something later.
All right.
All right. Hey, babe, meet me by the Cedar Valley Golf Course. We're going to roll till dusk. I'm taking you for lunch.
According to Jamaicans, Slijay is getting bun. And we are not talking about the kind that is sold at Dawn Till Dusk Bakery. But let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Dawn Till Dusk Bakery now has 2 amazing locations, Cedar Valley Main Road and Long Street, St. John's. Don't miss our Saturday and Sunday morning specials. Dawn Till Dusk Bakery, a place for the entire family. And well, you see what we mean.
Looking for an affordable home? Chapa has 4 beautiful models starting at just $117,000. These homes are eco-friendly, fire-resistant, and built to withstand even Category 5 hurricanes, giving you peace of mind. Learn more by visiting Visit Chapa and checking out the HBJ International, Guejo Antigua, or Innova tabs. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
The FIFA World Cup is coming, and all eyes are on Laminia Mall.
You like it?
Announcing Antigua's newest full-service pharmacy, Omnicare, situated in the North Walk Commercial Center at the corner of Friars Hill and Wetherills Road, offering a specialized pharmaceutical and healthcare service to the rural North community by qualified, experienced, and friendly pharmacists and skincare professionals. Convenient location, ample parking, private consultations, same-day drop-off and pickup service. Senior citizens and students enjoy a 10% discount. Contact us at 462-4411. WhatsApp 268-727-6664. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Omnicare Pharmacy, the pharmacy that cares.
Do you know that keeping our food safe is the first step to a healthy community? The Central Board of Health is inviting all current and prospective food handlers to the upcoming training at the Multipurpose Cultural Center this March. Whether you're a new applicant or just need a renewal, this is your chance to get certified. Registration is only $50 at the CBH office on Upper Church Street. Just remember to bring your photo or your old badge and leave the little ones at home. No children are allowed. Space is limited to 80 people per session, so register early. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
In case of an earthquake and the place that's shaking, drop, cover, and hold on. Drop, cover, and hold on. In case of an earthquake,
there's a few tips that can keep you from harm. In case of an earthquake, you gotta stay calm. Move away from doors, windows, and things that can fall. Try not to use steps or elevators at all.
drop, protect your head and your face. Don't go running all over the place. Cover, under a bed or a table, against a wall that's firm and stable.
Hold on,
you must hold on, don't panic, stay calm.
Don't move until the shaking stops.
Here it is.
Drop, cover, and hold on.
Drop, cover, and hold on. In case of an earthquake.
Drop, cover, and hold on.
Learn how to protect yourself during an earthquake. Log on to weready.org. That's weready.org for more information.
This Love Month, put heart health first. Join the Medical Benefits Scheme Steps for Life Heartbeat Walk on Sunday, 22nd February 2026 at 3:30 p.m. Starting at the MBS headquarters, we'll walk to Old Farm Road and return to MBS. Dress in creative green and bring someone you love. Prizes for the best green attire in 3 categories: couples, children 5 to 11, and seniors 60 plus. Register today at mbsprevention@mbs.gov.ag or call 481-6352 or 6266. Follow us on social media for updates and let's step for life.
Thank you for staying with us. This Easter, a brand new inflatable playground experience is coming to Antigua with Ultra Bounce, promising fun for kids and adults alike. So joining us this morning are promoter Bruce Super Diamond Batley, and we also have Ayana Shadrach, and they're going to tell us more about Ultra Bounce. Now, I started to bounce, but they said I was not in the right place. Good morning. It's going to be a lot of excitement. You know, every time you guys are in the studio, it's always something great happening. Now, is this the first time for Antigua with Ultra Bounce, Diamond?
I wouldn't say it's the first, but I think it's the first time doing it in this way, bringing it out, especially for the young, you know, the youths that are there.
And
you know, it's going to be, trust me, it's going to be something. The dates are April 3rd to the 6th, which is Easter weekend, of course. And it's going to be at Splash Antigua. So we have way more than enough space, right, for everybody to come and have a great time. The good part of it is, some people are, you know, they're saying already, okay, taking the kids, okay, so I'm picking egg or something. No. We have the adult zone. All right, so adults don't think that you're left out. You know, we got to make that nice space for you. So you're bringing the young ones, you're taking them out, they're doing their bouncing, they're having their fun, you know, they're jumping around, loads of food, loads of drinks, all of that for them. But we have the adult zone. And inside the adult zone, of course, it's our kind of nice, lovely cocktails, of course, where we can have our space and our great time.
We'll bounce in a different way.
We're going to bounce in a different way. When we finish, we definitely will bounce. But, you know, it's just, say, bringing out the whole family. And we're basically here to let everybody know we're touching in some of the schools. Like this morning, we're heading up to the Clay Hall Secondary School. Yeah, so Clay Hall, cool. Get ready because we come in and we can start bouncing from then. Okay, you know the thing. We're not walking. We're bouncing. Yeah?
And you know what? I and I might have to get on your bouncing shoes because you're not. It's going to be non-stop. Let's speak about what inspired it coming to Antigua and Barbuda.
Well, let me give a little backstory. Antiguans had a taste of it before.
Yes.
With Ultra Bounce, with Mega Bounce, sorry. And we heard you, it's not enough inflatable rides, not enough inflatable slides. You want bigger and better, so now we're bringing the Ultra Bounce. More space, more vendors, because you're going to have a food fair section. Food fair, like setup section with all the eats and treats that the children love. As Super Diamond mentioned, we are not only catering for the kids because me bunks till me weak the last year. Me bunks because you see my size. And so if it can manage me, other adults can bounce as well. And I had a great time. In addition to that, you mentioned that I need to take off my shoes to bounce. One of the key things to going on to the rides is that you have to have socks. And we don't allow shoes on the rides, so you have to bring your clean pairs of socks with you. Or if you don't have your socks, socks will be available at the venue at a cheap price. So you can
buy your socks.
You can buy your socks and bounce your heart out.
Bounce your heart out. You're providing the experience along with, if you are not with everything, you can get your socks right there.
One-stop shop.
Because what really happens, sometimes you go and say, okay, boy, that's for the kids. I'm going out to take, you know, the little ones and, yeah, I can just chill out and wait until. But sometimes when we have that kid inside of us.
Yes.
So when you see people start bouncing and some of your friends that are into it, you say, boy, you want to try this? let me see what it is like. And, you know, it's something that is, a lot of people look at it kind of, it's rejuvenating. Let me say it's very rejuvenating. Dealing with that. It gives you that feel of being young again. When you're done an hour, little, you know, the mileage and the age, I might feel a couple little irks and irks, but it's okay. It's just the old bones, you know, just doing what they haven't been doing for a while.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Ayana, there's a road show. You're starting at Clay Hall. Tell us about it and what's the ultimate goal of the road show?
Well, the ultimate goal of the road show is really to get the younger people involved in Ultra Bounce. As you said, we're starting at Clay Hall this morning. And we will also be launching our jingle competition there. Let me tell you, the jingle competition is for all schools, private, government, 8 years old to 17 years old. If you fall between that age category, you can enter. You have to make it catchy. It can be one person, no more than two persons singing the jingle. Make it fun. You have to mention Ultra Bounce. You have to bring the vibes with it. It has to be a catchy jingle, something that as soon as we hear it, the children are going to want to sing it. Everybody's going to want to sing it.
I think I have one. Hold on. Bounce in the middle, shake and wiggle.
I
started. I have to get the Ultra Bounce part.
You're older than 17. You're older than 17.
You can't win, Renelle. I had the same thing. I had the same feeling.
What you
I wanted to sing too, but I'm going to keep it. I don't want nobody to steal my idea.
Okay.
I think they're going to have
Well, you can have mine.
No, they're going to have the adult competition. So.
Okay.
You know,
And what are you going to win? An extra cocktail in the nice adult section? Okay.
It's a surprise.
Okay.
No,
you go right ahead, Ayana.
Entries, anybody, any student who wants to enter can enter. Give your submissions by the 6th of March, and we will announce winners on the 10th.
Oh, awesome.
Right? So if you're interested in submitting, you send your submissions to 725-3499. That's the cell number. Your video, your jingle, if you have it recorded, send it via WhatsApp to 725-3499. All schools from 8 years old to 17. You get creative, sit with your best friend, get creative, and send me your jingle.
And what will they be winning once they enter? And is it just one overall winner?
Yes, it's one overall winner. And one of the prizes is that you get a season pass for you and your partner, your friend, to go attend Ultra Bounce for the 4 days, from the 3rd to the 6th.
Wow. That's a lot of bouncing.
That's a lot of bouncing.
Among other prizes.
Yeah, that's a lot of bouncing.
Plenty bouncing.
So listen, we're starting off today, 9:30, we're heading up, well, as soon as we get off here, we're heading up to Clay Hall Secondary School. Monday, we're heading to Potters.
And Sonoville.
And Sonoville, of course. Yes. And then I think it's Wednesday.
Wednesday, Island Academy. And then
Is it?
Friday, Five Islands Primary.
So you're touching all corners of Antigua and Barbuda.
Plus there's still schools that are pending.
Yes.
All right, so we're just waiting for that thumbs up. And we're going to bounce in. Bounce how we bounce right now. I'm going to stop saying nice. Because we say bounce, but Auntie are bounce. Bounce. Bounce in.
Well, you know what? I think that the children, and you see, when you have great things, persons should patronize it, because many times we hear that there are not enough avenues and outlets for our young individuals. And, you know, parents can go and have a good time as well, as you mentioned. Now, tell us, why should persons come out Diamond, and especially at Easter?
Well, it's easy. Let's say you're down. You understand? A lot of, for all the things that's happening in the world right now, I think this is really needed. You understand? We go to work, we sit down, we get uptight. Sometimes you wonder why we're miserable, why we what and what. Sometimes the children are there. We want, oh my, you just sit down. We don't want them to go outside. We don't want them to do certain things. When I was a kid, every second that I had, I was outside. I was playing marble. I was playing cricket. I was running around, making kite, doing what?
No,
The children know. They're playing Roblox. They're sitting in the house. They're on the game. And the parents don't mind because of what is happening. But now is the opportunity for you as a parent to take out your child, take them out, let them run out, enjoy yourself.
And you get a break too as a parent. You get a break as well, because what I did the last time was I took my daughter and I just let her go. Just let her go. When you're ready, find me the phone.
Exactly.
Just let her go.
You carry me to crash. It's like you're going to, a lot of people, you know crash? You know crash?
No,
let me not yank the age.
I know crash.
You know crash, but crash is what we call daycare.
Daycare.
You understand? So it's like you taking your child to the daycare. But here this part, they're going to the daycare and you can sit down in your daycare.
In your adult care.
Your adult care.
Okay.
So you sit back, you relax, you bring them, let them go, let them run, let them jump, let them do everything. When they're done, they're tired, then go and go sleep.
Yeah, and they'll start the day.
And then, mommy, I want to go back tomorrow.
Yes. You have 4 days.
4 days.
Fun, food, excitement.
Fun, food, excitement.
And plenty
FFE.
bouncing.
And lots of bouncing.
Yes.
Now, just tell us again the date and how persons can reach out to get tickets for Ultra Bounce coming to Antigua.
Vendors, we are organizing the vendors as we speak. But if you are a vendor and you would like to be a part of our food fair section, you can call 781-9181. Let me make sure I have the correct.
781-9181.
Make sure I have the correct. 764, sorry. 9181.
764-9181.
764-9181 if you want to register as a vendor to be a part of our food fair at Splash Antigua.
So remember, it's April 3rd to the 6th. So that is Easter weekend.
Yes.
Bounce till a week.
More information will be coming in terms of timing, but come every day. Don't wait until the Saturday or the Sunday to come. Come from the 3rd.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much to you, Ayana, and of course to the one and only Super Diamond for always joining us and sharing
I have a flyer.
valued information. And this is the flyer. We're going to get our cameraman to zoom in. Just point it this way. And this is Splash Antigua right in front of you. 3 to 6 now. April 3rd to 6th.
I want you to put on. You think I can put on the suit? You think the suit?
Of course, you are a Superman, but you're
the
ultra.
superstar, the super ultra star bouncer.
Yes, ultra bounce.
Anybody can bounce more than me?
Oh boy, we will have to see. And you know what? We'll be back with more on Antigua Barbuda today.
This very moment, we believe in you as you believe in yourself, in your desire to secure a future there when you're needed most. Because confidence comes from understanding you're always in safe hands, and the security of knowing these are the moments for every achievement, every step of the way. Live in a better state of mind.
Speaking to Dr. Rachel Corrindon, and she's an obstetrician and gynecologist and the founder of Harmony Health. Good morning, Dr. Rachel.
Good morning. Hi. How are you? Well, thank you to Antigua for having me this morning.
And we do humbly apologize for the earlier conversation there. Now, you are known as your gentle gynecologist. Let's speak about what does gentleness look like to a woman in modern times.
Gentleness looked like us marrying or merging medicine, humanity, and for me, faith. Gentleness means listening to the woman. It means expressing understanding and giving a woman space to be herself and to have her own self-expression even as she navigates her health and her health-related issues and challenges. Gentleness could be simply a touch. Gentleness could simply be waiting for that interaction with the patient until she's ready. So typically an appointment with me sometimes lasts a little longer just because I take that time to help women navigate through their anxieties, their traumas sometimes, and help them to feel comfortable when they come into the gynecology office.
And Dr. Rachel, you have such a soothing presence already, so I can only understand and imagine how comfortable your patients are with you. Now, you grew up in a family of nurses and midwives. How did that shape your approach to medicine?
Well, firstly, before the approach, it piqued my interest. And before knowing my mom and my aunt as midwives, I knew them working in the hospital setting itself. My mom was an operating theater nurse, so I spent a lot of my days along the halls of in the operating theater, sometimes taking a peek through the gallery, looking at surgeries in places I wasn't supposed to be. But that made my eyes open to the world of medicine on a whole, to the world of healing. And as I got older and my mom transitioned out into the periphery, into the community, and she became a midwife and district health visitor, that's when I saw the importance of community, of family, of that at home, in home touch, bringing medicine to the patient at their level. And that's where I also saw my mother take care of women through their pregnancies, involving the family, the loved one. And it became such a beautiful thing to see that I thought to myself, I want to do medicine. At that point, I wasn't sure that I wanted to do obstetrics. That came a little later when I entered medical school. I thought I would become a pediatrician. But my first day on the labor ward, that's when I was told. It was like an aha moment. This is where I need to be, and I never looked back.
Wow. And the amazing thing about being the obstetrician is you get to blend that initial passion that you had for the pediatrics with it. Now, you have a
Yes.
philosophy that is your body, your baby, your way. I like that. Let's speak about why is it such a critical part in allowing persons their own way with guidance in women's health.
I love the way that you put it, their own way with guidance. So it's responsibly involving the woman in making her healthcare decision, your body, because as women, we sometimes go through situations in our homes, in the marital space or relational space, in the workplace, in schools, in our even choosing our careers, where we don't feel like we had a choice. A lot of us, when we were going to school, your parents told you you're either going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher. We weren't placed into other spheres, working with our hands, for instance. They wanted us to be particular things, to fit in a particular mold. A woman is supposed to sit quietly. She's not supposed to be heard. We were told those things as little girls. But I want women to know that their voice is important. Their voice must be heard. When a woman comes into my office, it's her body, it's her choice. When we talk about your baby, we want women to know that they do have choices. For instance, if they would like to have certain types of pain medication or pain management, they need to have understanding of what's going on in their pregnancy. A woman shouldn't leave an office not understanding what just happened in the office or what that diagnosis means, what's happening to my baby, what's happening to me. Sometimes we speak so much now after an antenatal clinic that we probably have no voice because we are trying so hard to ensure that women understand. And as they understand, they are more able to accept and, for want of a better word, comply or adhere to our advice and instructions as they go along with their pregnancy. And your way, women should know that at no point, as I would sometimes joke with my patients, I'm never going to take a handcuff and strap you to a bed, right? It's your choice. The only thing that I can do is give you all the tools to make your decisions wisely. And I tell them as well, I write a lot. So I'm going to write everything that I tell you. And at the end of the day, it's your decision. So your body, your baby, your way.
Well, this is amazing. Now, finally, this morning, let's speak about how does informed choices improve both physical and emotional health in the woman and her baby.
when a woman is informed, it takes away the anxiety from making a decision. It takes away the insecurity from making that decision, and it also makes her more decisive. So she has the black, the white, the in between, the gray laid out before her, and she's able to say definitely, this is what I want, or this is what I think. In giving the patient information as well, she's able to ask questions to gain more clarity. If you just say, this is what we're going to do and this is the way it is, it leaves no room for the patient to say, but doc, I read this, or but doc, I feel this. So as we give the patient more information, she's able to decode, to break apart the information that we're giving to her. Another way that giving information helps the patient is when the patient actually has a partner or a relative in the room. So we have two sets of ears, listening and trying to understand the way that we are explaining what is happening. And what's also very, very important is giving patients access to written information, online information from credible sources. And when we do all of this, and in doses that they can understand, the patient is able to navigate their challenges better. Whether it's a poor diagnosis, a good diagnosis, they are able to make choices for their health. And at the end of the day, the patient feels more comfortable when they leave the room. As I said before, there's a higher rate of compliance, adherence to medication taking, to sticking to instructions given when the patient understands what they are doing and why. I had a professor who would ask one question every single rounds. He would say, what will you do and why? And as a physician, when you are able to answer that question, you are actually able to bring it over to your patient in a similar way. And so once she understands the what, the why, she's able to do better in navigating her health decisions.
Well, Dr. Rachel, I understood the what and the why, but I believe we need to have a more detailed conversation. So I believe another Caribbean Profile Tuesday, maybe next week, would be best to have you back so we can continue this dialogue. Thank you so much, Dr. Rachel, and I do wish you an amazing day today.
Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, now we are going to switch focus and we're going to be speaking with Gemma Hazelwood, co-owner of Soothe, and also we have Julian Ayres, and he is the winner of the last open mic audition. Good morning to both of you. And how are you doing?
Very good this morning.
Awesome. So, Gemma, the last time we spoke about the open mic coming up.
Yes.
We did not know that Julian would emerge the winner. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I didn't know. That makes three of us.
We didn't know.
Well, let's speak about how the open mic went, Gemma.
So it was exceptional. Before we go any further, though, I would love to first say thank you to the people who have been supporting us. So that would be like the Antigua Barbuda Tourism Authority, Kennedy's Club, Climax, AUA, and Visual Echo. So I would just like to tell them thank you for being on board with us going forward. The last open mic was excellent. We had a really good turnout. We had a really good bunch of excellent artists that auditioned to be on the event, as well as some of our Soothe artists came through to add some flavor to the event. And our patrons generally had a very, very good time. The feedback was excellent, and everybody has been anxious for the next open mic and, by extension, actually Soothe itself.
Now, Julian, let's speak about the experience on your side of things. How did you go into the evening? What was your performance? Was it soulful? Tell us about your experience.
Well, I have to be honest, my experience is that I went into the evening not knowing that I was going to audition. I came to the event as an attendee, as an audience member with some family. They have been to Soothe events previously, but I have not. I just moved back to Antigua after 20 years, and so I wasn't familiar, and I was like, what is this all about? But when I got there and I saw the kind of music they were doing, it was a lot of soul music and neo-soul and those things, and I decided, hey, I wanted to see if I could sign up at the last minute. And I did, and I think my performance was pretty soulful. I did a James Brown
Well,
song.
obviously, obviously. But go ahead.
But yeah, I did a James Brown song. It was very nice, if I don't say so myself. And the audience was really receptive, and the space was lovely. The audience was lovely. A lot of people who obviously really appreciated good music, and I had a great time. I think everybody should come out to the next one.
This is amazing. And you know, this is the platform that, Gemma, you spoke about. Persons just being willing to be themselves and put their talent on display. Let's speak about what the 2026 open mic, or Soothe 2026, will look like.
So first we're going back to the lovely AUA. And this year we're celebrating 10 years. So my instructions to all of the artists this year is just to overdo. You know, yeah, we're really planning to create a spectacular event. I mean, our event has always been very, very good. The patrons always enjoy it. Lots of talent that we generally don't see a lot around here. And but this year I'm asking them to just do as much as you want, like just really overdo. So we're really looking forward to having a really good time. This one is going to be a celebration of 10 years. So we'll have some of our past favorite along with some of our newbies, like Julian, for instance. And there's a space for one more person to join the group. So on Saturday coming, we're having our second and final open mic for the season at Julie's at 7 p.m. So I'm encouraging everyone who, like Julian, just decide you want to come and hang out. Come, you never know. Julian didn't know he was going to be sitting on the couch today, but now he is.
Yeah.
Because he definitely blew us away at the previous open mic audition.
And you know what, Julian, there are persons who are listening and might want to come out to that open mic on Saturday. As someone who just took the leap, what would you say to them?
Do it. Absolutely do it. Even if you've only ever sung in your shower before, you'll never know unless you actually just go out and do it, get out there in public. And like, Gemma's created a great group of people who all have an amazing ear, and they'll recognize the talent. Even if you think you're a little rough or something, just come out and do it. And it's a lot of fun as well. It's a great group. You can connect with people who know music, all the stuff. So.
Well, that's amazing. And finally this morning, because we are really caught and strapped for time, tell us, what are you looking forward to as a newly added cast member of Soothe 2026?
Frankly, I'm looking forward to hearing most of these artists for the first time. It's awesome to me that there's such a kind of wealth of hidden talent here in Antigua that's doing this kind of music. And I'm just looking forward to participating and hearing everybody sing and see everybody come out.
Well, that's amazing. Now, Gemma, finally, just remind us of the date, the time of the open mic on Saturday. One more participant.
All right, so the open mic is happening on Saturday, 7 p.m. at Julie's. You come, you sign up to be a part of the audience. If you haven't signed up, or if you just want to be a part of the audience, it's $20 entrance. If you sign up to perform, then you get in for free because you now become part of the entertainment, and that's Saturday at Julie's. Soothe itself will be on the 21st of March at AUA Medical Center. The tickets are available. They're on Ticketing, they're at Sips and Tips, they're at Glorious Beauty Salon, they're at A.G. Morgan and Modern Chic, or you can call our Soothe hotline and we will make arrangement for you to get the ticket. The number is very simple. It's just 7-SOOTHE. 7 SOOTHE. Dial that number and you will get us and we make arrangement for you to get your ticket.
Wow, well, that's easy. Call the Soothe hotline. Now, Gemma and Julian, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
And of course, I know we will hear from you very soon.
Oh, for sure.
Very soon. Well, thank you for staying with us and enjoying Antigua Barbuda today with us. My name is Renal Carroll, and it has been a pleasure being here with you. On behalf of the entire cast and crew, we say have a great day and see you tomorrow.